corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
I remember sitting right there, wondering if she was going to make it.
At South College, you can train to become a surgical technologist, learning to assist in the moments that matter most.
Now, I'm part of the reason someone gets to go home.
South College offers over 100 programs and concentrations. To find out more about our Atlanta and Marietta campuses, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
A deadly prom night crash. One high schooler will never return home.
She had a pure heart. She was always there for everybody.
We're learning about the young teen killed and her 2 friends injured.
Pilots blinded. A teenager accused of pointing a laser pointer at planes. New at 4, the serious weapon investigators say he also carried with him.
And a bat infestation where many UGA students live.
A bat was flying sort of right near my bed in my closet. We all had to go get treatment for rabies.
New at 4, the message students are sharing to others about their painful experience.
Live, local, late-breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at 4 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
The start of a new week. So glad you're with us. I'm Wendy Corona.
And I'm Karen Greer. New at 4, flowers and stuffed animals mark the spot where a crash killed a teenage girl on prom night. Many of her friends are inconsolable. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in Douglas County. Tom, one friend told you the teens were coming from an after-prom party.
That's right, Karen. And it was around 3:30 that morning. That's when troopers, the driver of a Mercedes, was traveling around that corner there on Chapel Hill Road. She left the road, hit an embankment, came down this driveway here. I've seen video of it, and it shows the car flipping 3 times and landing right here. Friends of the student killed, Patience Price, say she had so much to live for.
She had a pure heart. She was always there for everybody.
Jaslyn Scott says her friend, 18-year-old Patience Price, was energetic, a joy to be around, someone who was so smart she finished high school early.
She graduated in the first semester because she was smart. She had all her credits.
The Chapel Hill High student had her whole life ahead of her until early Saturday morning. That's when Georgia State Patrol says Patience was in the front passenger seat of a Mercedes where the driver was traveling at a high rate of speed on Chapel Hill Road. Troopers say the Mercedes left the road, hit an embankment, went airborne, and flipped several times before crashing. Patience, who didn't have on a seatbelt, was ejected and killed.
I'm in shock. It's unbelievable. I can't wrap my head around it.
A passenger in the back seat suffered serious injuries and is in the hospital. The driver suffered minor injuries. Patience's friends say they all went to the prom and then went to an after-prom party that night. They can't believe she is gone. Her friends called her Pei-Pei.
Pei-Pei will live on in everyone's heart. We loved her so much.
And as you take a look at a stuffed little bear here, a rabbit, and some flowers left here in Patience, troopers say the driver did not show signs of impairment, but they say their investigation continues. Grief counselors were on the Chapel Hill High campus today. Go to the store on our website to see how you can help with the GoFundMe account that the family has set up. We're live in Douglas County in Douglasville. I'm Tom Jones for Channel 2 Action News.
So tough for those friends and for those families to have to deal with right now. Tom Jones, thank you so much. And some of those risk factors for teen drivers include inexperience, distracted driving like texting and emailing, not consistently wearing seatbelts, speeding, and drinking alcohol.
Now to this developing story. 3 teenagers are recovering after being shot at a quinceañera. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez live now in Chamblee, where this birthday party really turned into chaos. Ty.
Wendy, the party was right here at this event center on the corner of a plaza that has about a dozen stores. But I want you to walk with me so I can show you what police say happened. They said 2 officers were driving along Buford Highway here on a totally unrelated traffic stop when they heard about 10 shots. They let the window down. They heard even more shots. So they came over here to 4300 Buford Highway. They say they saw the suspect hop this fence. What started out as a 15-year-old's birthday party at this Chambly event space on Buford Highway turned into a scary shooting in the parking lot that left 3 teens injured. According to this police report, a 14-year-old girl was shot 4 times. She was in critical condition all weekend, but started to improve Monday morning. The report also says another 14-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy were shot with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are calling this 20-year-old Israel Rojas the shooter. They say he was attending the quinceañera when something happened that made him open fire in the parking lot. Many of these businesses weren't open when police responded to the shooting just after midnight Friday. When we spoke to folks who work in the plaza Monday morning, no one wanted to comment on what happened and seemed frightened to talk about it at all. After police arrested Rojas, they found a Glock a few feet from where they cuffed him. This event space hosts all kinds of events, not just quinceañeras. There were some people here earlier that did not want to comment on what happened. We worked all day to track down the victims and to find family of the suspect. We are still looking. For now, we're live here in DeKalb County in Chambly. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
Some Atlanta area hotels say they could lose millions of dollars if rooms that were reserved then canceled don't get rebooked before the World Cup. FIFA admits it pulled out of hundreds of hotel rooms. We're now less than 80 days from the start of the World Cup. Coming up on Channel 2 Action News at 5, what the State Hospitality Association hopes will happen before fans come to town.
Severe Weather Team 2, tracking your next chance for rain.
Let's bring in our chief meteorologist, Brad Nitz. He's live for you in Severe Weather Center 2.
Yeah, we need some rain. We've had developing drought conditions and some more rain, some active weather in the forecast this week. Right now, we're warm in the low 70s with a lot of cloud cover, very little rain, but there have been a few sprinkles today, and I'll show you some right now in parts of eastern Alabama, here in Cleburne County, along and near to the north of I-20 now, a couple of isolated showers. That's it for now, and as we head through the evening hours, we'll keep a partly to mostly cloudy sky, falling through the 70s into the 60s by 9 o'clock, mid-60s by 11. That rain chance stays slim at 10%. Well, we got some warmer weather in the forecast this week, highs in the 80s. Partly cloudy tomorrow, and then showers and thunderstorms return several days in the 5-day forecast. I'll take you through that coming up.
Brad, thank you. It is so dry out there right now that things could easily catch fire, which is why one city is now banning outdoor burning. Gainesville suspended burn permits as dangerous fire conditions spread across North Georgia. Officials say dry air, strong winds, and low humidity are fueling the risk. A high fire danger warning has been issued for 40 counties, including Hall County. Burn permits will remain suspended until it's safe.
Now to the war with Iran. President Donald Trump is threatening widespread destruction if a deal is not reached soon. Let's get to the very latest for you right now. In a post on Truth Social today, the president says he would consider bombing Iran's electric plants and oil wells. Pakistan says it will mediate peace talks, but neither side has jumped to confirm that. Israel reports its oil refinery was hit by airstrikes. Look at these thick plumes of smoke seen coming from the site. And more than 50,000 U.S. troops are in the Middle East. The administration says they're giving the president options. Channel 2's George Estevez joins us now live in the Satellite News Center. George, Middle East neighbors are getting increasingly frustrated that the war is not over.
They're afraid, Karen, of a longer conflict, obviously. And today, the president said if the shipping strait is not open in a week from today, there will be consequences.
The King of Jordan and the Emir of Qatar are meeting in Saudi Arabia to discuss the now 5-week-old war. It comes as President Donald Trump claims the U.S. is engaged in serious discussions with a new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran.
When the president says more reasonable, again, these folks are appearing more reasonable behind the scenes privately in these conversations than perhaps some of the previous leaders who are now no longer on planet Earth because they lied to the United States.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says messages are being relayed through mediators.
Well, I'm not going to disclose to you who those people are because it probably would get them in trouble with some other groups of people inside of Iran.
This is President Trump is continuing the troop buildup in the Middle East. 3,500 sailors and Marines are now in the region. A second Marine unit is expected to arrive in May. The president is not ruling out a ground invasion in Iran.
Their best move is to make a deal, or else the United States Armed Forces has capabilities beyond their wildest imagination, and the president is not afraid to use them.
One more note here. Officials in Turkey say NATO shot down a missile fired from Iran. This is the fourth time this month NATO reports intercepting an Iranian missile. Live in the Satellite News Center, George Estevez, Channel 2 Action News.
New developments. A federal plea deal has been reached for one of 3 inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail back in December. Yusuf Minor has agreed to plead guilty to multiple charges, including kidnapping and robbery. In exchange, prosecutors will drop a 4th charge after sentencing. Minor faces up to life in prison for kidnapping and up to 20 years for the robbery charge.
A new health center at an elementary school will help keep students healthy. It is the first school-based health center at an elementary school in Clayton County. It's at Joseph Huey Elementary in Forest Park. A $1 million grant helped make the center a reality in partnership with Southside Medical Center. The clinic will offer sports physicals, sick visits, behavioral therapy, and some pharmacy services. A bat infestation near UGA.
If we were actually bitten or not, we still had to go through with the rabies treatment.
Why they're concerned even after they thought the issue was resolved.
A crackdown on illegal tire dumping.
It's an environmental issue. It is a matter of public safety, public health, and it is also a direct attack on our communities.
The fast results of a new initiative to stop the issue.
A laser strike is one of the more dangerous things that can happen to a pilot up in the air, and not everyone understands it's a crime. Coming up, how the latest arrest in Gwinnett County led to a whole world of new problems for the suspect.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for big stories.
We're on it like nobody else. In your neighborhoods, live with all the new details.
Constantly working to bring you fresh information from different perspectives.
When it comes to the big story, we're always here to keep you informed and prepared. In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7. And streaming on WSB now.
Braves Vision is your new TV home of the Atlanta Braves. Watch Braves Vision through your current cable or satellite provider, or stream games on any device with the Braves.TV subscription for only $19.99 a month. Learn more at Braves.com/watch.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. Many times your injury was because of a defective product, and our team of product lawyers will bring a claim against the manufacturer. Other times, you need to file for Social Security. Finally, your employer could try to retaliate if you bring a claim, and our employment law team is ready to slap them back hard. You can count on us. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.
Biological men don't belong in women's sports. It's dangerous and unfair. A female boxer stopped a match to save her life. A female volleyball player suffered permanent brain damage from a spiked ball to her face. Men routinely rob women of trophies. Brad Raffensperger believes our daughters deserve safety and fairness. As governor, Brad will protect women's privacy and stop men from competing in women's sports. Brad Raffensperger for governor.
Spring into savings with West Shore Home. Out with the old and in with the new. With free installation and 18 months no interest financing. Schedule your free design consultation now at westshorebath.com. Don't miss out.
Turn your porch or patio into the best room of the house. Save 30% right now with patio enclosures. Make every season your favorite season. Call 866-496-4449 today. Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Burt Jones is losing, so now he's lying about Rick Jackson. But a few months ago, here's what Burt had to say.
My good friend Rick Jackson knows firsthand what it's like to grow up in the foster care system. And that's what makes his commitment to helping others so powerful. We're incredibly grateful for his leadership and his friendship and his knowledge. Thank you again, Rick, for all that you do for Georgia.
When you see Burt's new attack ads, remember, he doesn't believe them either.
It's time. Let's celebrate a store like no other with a sale like no other. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale. Room after room, style after style, it's all here on sale. Save on more new pieces, more complete room packages, more ways to style your home beautifully. That's kind of our thing. If you want amazing furniture at an incredible price, there's only one place to go. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale.
Braves Vision is your new TV home of the Atlanta Braves. Watch at home or on the go, live or on demand, with no local blackout. And you'll catch every pitch of the action across 140 games. Find out how to watch this season in your area at braves.com/watch.
New at 4, green laser in the sky blinded pilots overhead as police tracked down the light. It led them to a teen with a machine gun right near Gwinnett Place Mall. As Channel 2's Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson reports, pilots say they are seeing more lasers in the sky.
When the light from a laser pointer on the ground hits a windscreen, the light spreads, blinding the pilot inside of the plane when every second counts up in the air. The FAA has been cracking down on this, but not everybody has gotten the message.
A green laser, like shooting at aircraft.
From the ground near Gwinnett Place Mall, police say someone aimed a green laser at planes overhead. Pilots, blinded by the green flash, pinpointed the source and radioed the tower, who called 911.
And where is this at? They said it was right over Gwinnett Place Mall.
Police say they tracked down Billy Rojas at around 8 o'clock on the night of March 20th. But the laser wasn't the most serious thing they found on the 17-year-old. Police say Rojas had a stolen Glock in his waistband, a machine gun, and THC vapes on him. He now faces 6 charges, including 3 felonies.
We just got hit by a laser.
Gwinnett County police have arrested people before for allegedly pointing lasers at Air One, the department's helicopter.
Very dangerous.
Madison Raisley is a flight instructor at Magnolia Aviation Academy, where situational awareness is the first thing she teaches her students.
Now that you can't see your instruments and you're blinded, a few seconds you can't see anything. So it takes you a second to regroup.
The FAA counted nearly 11,000 laser strikes on planes across the country last year, and it's a federal crime.
But it's still a very common occurrence and needs to be talked about more.
For a teen near a mall with a laser pointer, what started as a flash of light now carries years of consequences.
Even if you think it's a harmless prank, it's not. You're putting the life of people and the pilots and people even on the ground.
The laser against an aircraft charge is its own federal offense, but in this case, the suspect faces additional felonies for the weapons police say they found on him. In Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
Laser pointers may seem like a toy or an office tool, but if you point it in the sky, that laser, as you just heard, can be a very serious threat. Just this year, there have been more than 40 laser pointer incidents. That's according to the Federal Aviation Administration. When a laser is pointed at an airplane, it can incapacitate pilots, putting them and passengers in danger. This is a federal crime with fines up to $250,000 or up to 5 years in jail.
The search is on for the masked killers who shot a man witnesses say had just won a prize. A 37-year-old victim died inside of a gas station on Moreland Avenue. This happened Saturday. Witnesses told us the man had just won a prize on a gambling machine. They saw 5 masked men and then heard several gunshots. If you have any information on the suspects, you're being asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 404-577-TIPS. That's 404-577-8477. A controversial housing project is moving forward in Coweta County. The Noonan City Council approved a $1.9 million development after it was denied. That project included about 150 townhomes along Celebrate Life Parkway. The city's zoning map will be updated to allow the project to move forward. Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard is also talking about the housing market and AI in our next 15 minutes, how artificial intelligence is moving the home buying process along and the payoff for anyone going through that process.
New at 4, stopping human trafficking ahead of the World Cup. We're just about 4 months from the first matches. Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live at the state capitol, where this isn't just about human sex trafficking, but labor trafficking as well.
Yeah, a lot of people know about sex trafficking. They may not know as much about labor trafficking, which is essentially people being brought into work in what amounts to slavery. Georgia's Secretary of State is restarting an old initiative to make people aware of the signs of trafficking by putting up signs like this one.
Human trafficking is happening right here in the United States, and it's happening right here in Georgia.
We are only months away from the World Cup, and it's expected tens of thousands of visitors will be here. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is worried about human trafficking either coming here or already here.
But it's not just men and women being forced into sex trafficking. Labor trafficking is also rampant here in Georgia as well.
So Raffensperger says he's restarting a group called Georgia Businesses Against Trafficking, a statewide initiative, he says, that will help businesses spot the telltale signs of human trafficking.
We have increased anti-human trafficking training for our frontline employees. We have done a deeper dive in our just regular general employees and their trainings as well.
Trent Nesbitt of Georgia Hotel and Lodging Association recognizes their members could be on the front lines and they want to help.
We want to send a clear message from our industry, not just to our state, but to the entire world, that there is no room for trafficking in Georgia.
Raffensperger, who is also running for governor, hopes these signs will get the message out to help others stop it.
Basically, it's telling young ladies or anyone that has been, is being sexually trafficked or really labor trafficking, this is a safe spot. And that's really important, that, we can help you. You don't have to be afraid.
And when these businesses apply to be a part of this, they'll get signs like this and others. You should see them pop up around the city. The FBI, by the way, says Atlanta in the top 15 of U.S. cities for human trafficking. We're live at the state capitol. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
Just startling. If you or someone you know needs help, here's the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 866-363-4842. Again, number right on your screen, 866-363-4842.
The trading day ended just within the last 20 minutes, and the Dow Jones ended the day up by nearly 50 points, but NASDAQ closing with a loss of more than 153 points.
Flames shot out of the engine of a plane bound for Atlanta. New at 4, video from inside the cabin as pilots return passengers to safety.
Gas prices are in flux as the war with Iran continues. Now new at 4, we're setting you up for the work week with a county-by-county look at prices along your commute.
Visitors got sick after a visit to Universal Orlando. The incident on a ride that brought paramedics to the park.
Weather presented by Montlick, an Atlanta original since 1984.
There's so many dynamics when you're in an accident. Montlick took care of it with no delay. They knew what they were doing. To have the outcome be as great as it was huge. I do feel like I've gotten justice, and I feel like Montlick made sure that we got justice.
For adults with type 2 diabetes, do you know about Mounjaro? With Mounjaro, 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. Plus, people lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. And before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems. Get to know Mounjaro at Mounjaro.com. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Mounjaro.
Life with healthy, pain-free legs starts when you call United Vein and Vascular Centers. Vein disease can start in your 20s and worsen over time, causing pain, aching, and heaviness in your legs, and lead to restless legs at night. These could be signs of a more serious health issue if left untreated. At United Vein and Vascular Centers, our minimally invasive treatments result in little to no downtime, and the treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call today and schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations, or scan the QR code to learn more.
Did you hear? It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, and 60-month interest-free financing is back. That's big. Big style, big value, big savings, and interest-free financing. Shop living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms on sale. See it, love it, bring it home with 60-month interest-free financing. It's time. The Rooms to Go anniversary sale is going on now.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs. Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
The Bojangler is back and introducing the new Bojangler Deluxe. Both have an Alaska Pollock fish fillet with Bo's famous seasoning, but the Deluxe tops it off with pickles, tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, and tartar sauce. Here for a limited time, so get yours today. It's Bo time.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
When someone you love is seriously injured, you're trying to hold everything together. You're exhausted, and you're being asked to make important decisions. That's when calm, trusted guidance matters. We know it's stressful, and we're here for you always. Call Montlick at #WIN.
Some theme park visitors spent their weekend recovering after an incident on an attraction at Universal Orlando. The ride, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, stopped during the ride and it trapped passengers on board. And once it started back up, passengers reported feeling sick. Paramedics treated some passengers at the scene. We do have more details for you. Medical situations involving visitors at theme parks, not uncommon. In April 2017, an 18-year-old woman got medical help for motion sickness. In 2022, a man suffered abdominal pain after a ride. And in 2024, doctors treated a woman for dizziness and weakness after a visit. Our sister station in Orlando asked Universal for a response about this most recent incident, but they have yet to respond.
Many Atlantans remember where they were when this happened. The I-85 bridge collapsed in Northeast Atlanta right near Piedmont Road after a fire. Today marks 9 years since that day, and we were there covering the fire and the aftermath. 700 feet of the north and southbound lanes of traffic had to be rebuilt. Police charged a homeless man with setting the fire that spread to a pile of coils that were stored under the bridge. The interstate reopened about 6 weeks later on May 12th.
Some college students say they are living in fear of bats.
One of them I found while I was making breakfast at my feet.
New at 4, their work to find a place to stay after the bats took over.
Breeding ground for mosquitoes, dangerous fires, and toxic smoke. Nobody wants abandoned tires in their neighborhood. Show you how DeKalb County is cracking down and where they just were able to make an arrest here for illegal dumping.
Few isolated showers out there now. I'm tracking a pattern change and a cold front that brings more widespread wet weather coming up.
Team up with Calavan Kia and score big savings on your new ride. Are you ready? Let's go.
Dad, it's your shot.
Daily!
Having John Daly as your designated swinger, that's a power move.
Bank shot!
This cannot be legal.
Hiring America's largest injury law firm for your injury, that's also a power move. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. ThePeople.com.
I'm Sean Harris, and I approve this message.
Clay Fuller claims he's going to protect us.
I'm always going to be fighting for our community because that's been my entire career, fighting in our courtrooms and taking the most violent criminals off the streets and putting them in jail.
Really, Clay? Because when Clay Fuller was a prosecutor, he couldn't find the time to be ready to bring a rapist to trial. And guess what happened next? The rapist walked free and struck again, breaking another woman's face in 4 places. We can't afford to elect Clay Fuller to Congress. Vote no to Clay Fuller.
It's replacement window season. You have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, you get 2 free. I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champions Buy 2 Get 2 free sale ends soon.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
During the Rooms to Go patio anniversary sale, you've got it made in the shade. The free umbrella offer is back. Shop beautiful sectionals, seating sets, and outdoor dining on sale and get a free umbrella. That's right, from the pool to the patio. Buy an outdoor set and the umbrella is free with 60-month interest-free financing to make buying even easier. Get outside, shop this incredible selection, and get a free umbrella today during the Rooms to Go patio anniversary sale going on now.
Selling a home the traditional way, it's very stressful. So we came up with the guaranteed offer. You go to our website, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. It's really that simple. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
Sweet James is not a typical name for a law firm, but we don't deliver typical results. If you've been hurt in an accident, you deserve the best care, the best compensation, and sweet justice. That's Sweet James.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. The Sound of Music comes to Atlanta's Fox Theater April 7th through the 12th. Buy one, get one Tuesday and Wednesday with promo code FAM2FAM. Family to Family and Kroger. Community coverage you can count on.
Well, today, March 30th, kind of a big day in the weather calendar. It's when our average high temperature first reaches 70 degrees. And right now we are 71 in Atlanta. Storm Tracker 2 HD scanning the area. We're mainly dry, but there are a few isolated sprinkles. These are pretty much here in eastern Alabama. We got a sprinkler or two just west of Carrollton and Carroll County. And that's about it. Live look over Midtown and downtown. We've got that mostly cloudy sky. We'll see those clouds break up a bit as we head through the evening, as we fall back through the 70s into the 60s. We'll be 69 at 9 and 66 at 11. So a nice warm evening ahead. And by morning, temperatures are going to dip down into the 50s, 59 in Atlanta. That's 11 degrees above average. And then high temperatures tomorrow, 10, 12 degrees above our average. We're getting to 82 in Atlanta, as warm as 85 in Rome. A few stray showers tomorrow as well. The pollen count, after a week of extreme ratings, we have fallen into the high range, at least temporarily, but it's late March, early April, usually the last week of March, the first week of April is when we have those highest counts. So it's not behind us yet, but a little temporarily partial relief. Now, we'll keep a partly cloudy sky through 11 o'clock. Overnight and into the morning hours, same story. We'll start the day with a partly cloudy sky. And then as we warm up into the afternoon into the 80s, warmer than today, a couple of isolated showers develop. You can see a little rain out there if you happen to be right under that shower, a brief downpour possibility, but they will be few and far between. So for that reason, I'm going to give us any one particular spot tomorrow, rain chance at 20%. Then as we head through the week, our weather pattern changing. High pressure that's been dominating our weather and keeping us dry is moving well off into the Atlantic, and that's going to allow Gulf moisture to return. You see that southerly wind flow and southeast flow picking up some Atlantic moisture as well. So on Thursday, clouds increasing a bit ahead of some rain returning on Friday. We'll have scattered showers and a few storms possible Friday. Mostly dry on Saturday, and then Sunday as a cold front comes in, another rain chance. So your 5-day forecast with a weekend always a view. Highs in the 80s through Saturday, 75 on Sunday. And you see the rain chances kind of up and down a little bit, but certainly a wetter weather pattern than we've had. It looks like Sunday is going to be our best chance of wet weather.
All right, Brad, thanks so much. A local community cracking down on illegal tire dumping, and it appears to be working.
That's right. This is video of some of those tires. Police arrested 10 people suspected of illegally dumping those tires. Channel 2's Steve Gelbach joins us from DeKalb County, where they are ramping up enforcements and arrests.
Yeah, just made an arrest here at this spot. It was last week, early in the morning, back in this wooded area. And if you take a walk with us, look down this embankment, you can still see some of those illegal tires left behind, a few, but there were hundreds of tires dumped here. Whether just a couple tires or thousands, illegal dump sites can be anywhere from neighborhoods to industrial areas. And DeKalb CEO calls it a major problem for the county that is more than just an eyesore.
It's an environmental issue. It is a matter of public safety, public health, and it is also a direct attack on our communities.
Lorraine Cochran-Johnson, joined by the chief of police and other county leaders, spoke Monday morning in front of this small church where a suspect dumped more than 300 tires shown in these photos. 2 days later, they say Joseph Franklin came back in a rental truck to dump even more tires using advanced technology, part of their new digital shield, and tips from neighbors DeKalb police quickly made the arrest.
This was actually a public partnership with our community who alerted our officers to this individual, and we were in the area quick enough to be able to stop that U-Haul truck and tie it to this location.
DeKalb police also have arrest warrants out for 4 more suspected illegal tire dumpers, including 62-year-old Keith Holmes, seen in a silver Ford Fusion, and 73-year-old Ronald Henderson, possibly driving this old brown Chevy pickup truck.
This sends a clear message that illegal dumping will not be tolerated in DeKalb County. And also, we will find you and we will hold you accountable.
Since launching this latest initiative, they've made a total of 10 arrests for illegal dumping in DeKalb, including the one here. Can you also give an update on their tire amnesty program, where over the last 2 Saturdays, citizens could legally turn in up to 10 tires apiece. They do plan to announce more locations and times of that soon. In DeKalb County, Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
So if you see anyone illegally dumping tires in DeKalb County, you can report it just by calling this number. It's the beautification unit at 404-294-2010. For a faster response, they suggest you include a vehicle description and also a license plate number.
New video shows the moment flames started coming out of an engine of a Delta plane. Check this out. That plane took off from Sao Paulo in Brazil last night. The flight was headed right here to Atlanta. Can you see it? Delta says there was a mechanical issue with the plane's left engine. A plane made it back to the airport in Brazil after takeoff. More than 270 passengers were on board. And the FBI is investigating after a passenger made a bomb threat after landing in Atlanta.
He said that he was going to threaten or kill the flight attendants.
All the passengers on that Frontier flight from Ohio were safely escorted off the plane, their belongings laid out and searched on the tarmac. That threat was not credible, according to federal agents, but it had passengers very anxious.
A witness reflects on a deadly DUI crash. The one part of the situation, he says, makes this even sadder. That's all new on Channel 2 Action News at 5.
A food production facility in Georgia is closing its doors. What the company is encouraging its employees to do next.
Artificial intelligence is changing a lot of things in our lives, including how we buy a home. Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard tells us how you can use it to save money.
Tune in to The Financial Edge with Hoffman Financial, Sundays at 10:30 a.m.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Severe weather season is here, and Severe Weather Team 2 has you covered like no one else, warning you up to 5 minutes earlier with Storm Tracker 2 HD, the most powerful radar in Georgia. Severe weather coverage you can count on.
There are a lot of ways to win. Some wins are just bigger than others.
The insurance company wanted to give me a small check.
That's why I called Gary Martin Hayes.
They got me more than what the insurance company offered.
Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Gary Martin Hayes and Associates right now.
Rick Jackson's a fraud and a never-Trumper. Fox News just exposed Jackson bankrolled Trump's 2024 opponents. Fox also uncovered Jackson handed Liz Cheney a huge donation right after Cheney voted to impeach Trump. Jackson also donated millions to help elect Democrat Trump hater Jeff Duncan. Jackson even funded degrading attack ads suggesting Trump unfit for office. Trump supporters support Burt Jones.
I am thrilled to give my complete and total endorsement to Burt Jones.
Mom, I got it. Life is but a dream. Row your life is but a dream.
Change happens fast. Lock in your internet price for 5 years and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
It's come to my attention that someone in here is trying to get rich. Preposterous, is it?
Keno.
You pick 10 numbers, then Keno picks 20.
The more you match,
the more you win.
I saw Professor Chumley circling numbers.
Nonsense. It was the butler. Kevin!
Stop him! He's burning the evidence.
Oh, that game is hot.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes playing Keno.
Are you struggling with painful varicose veins? At United Vein and Vascular Centers, we specialize in innovative treatments to alleviate the aching, pain, and swelling of varicose veins and restore your mobility. Our doctors use advanced, minimally invasive procedures that will have you back on your feet again, pain-free with little to no downtime. The treatments are covered by most health insurance. Call today and schedule your free vein screening at one of our locations. Don't let vein issues hold you back. Call 1-800-NEW-LEGS or scan the QR code to learn more.
It was a fixed game. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones voted to legalize the $6 billion coin-operated gambling machine industry in Georgia. Jones required half of the revenue be given to owners of the properties where the machines are located. So who owns those properties? Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
After an accident with a truck, you need a powerful law firm that can take on the big trucking companies.
Gary Martin Hayes.
They knew that tractor trailers had a black box.
A lawyer with the resources to protect the evidence.
Call Gary Martin Hayes and Associates right now.
Artificial intelligence is changing a lot of industries, including the home loan process. New at 4, Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard explains how this can save time and money.
So much talk about AI this, AI that, AI the other. And a lot of times it's like, what's it going to mean to me? And we think about the bad things that could happen. But there's already things emerging in the mortgage market, home equity line market, where AI is being used to prepare documents that used to take weeks and doing all the work of underwriting you for a loan in just minutes at much lower cost. And here's the big payoff for you and me. Not only will we not have a mind-numbing wait to know if we're good or not for a loan, but it also means we're going to pay less in fees for those loans because it's going to cost lenders so much less. Some of them will try to just keep that money from us, but others to compete are going to offer us better deals to get our loans. I'm Clark Howard.
A warning, if you're buying a home, a mortgage scam is tricking people right here in Metro Atlanta. Later on Channel 2 Action News, Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is speaking with a family who say they were set to close on their home, and that's when they got an email from someone they believed to be their agent, but it wasn't. Now they want you to know the mistake that cost them nearly $9 grand.
Artificial intelligence is now helping create the next generation of drugs. Pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly partnered with Insilico, a company that focuses on drug research and development by using AI. Eli Lilly will pay $115 million upfront. The deal is valued at $2.75 billion.
A more than 650,000 square foot warehouse could be built in Coweta County. It would be built on Amlojack Way in Noonan and used for product distribution and trucking. The proposal includes 3 new buildings and a roadway extension. That facility is estimated to bring in 150 full-time jobs and generate $450,000 a year in tax revenue.
The countdown to the moon is officially underway as we show you a live look. This is Florida's Space Coast, where NASA's preparing to make history.
And before you fill up this week, we are taking a look at the cheapest gas prices county by county. Plus,
some UGA students are frightened and alarmed after bats infest their off-campus apartment. The painful series of rabies shots they now have to take.
Today at 5, AI is making it easier for criminals to guess your passwords. Now, technology experts weigh in. The tools you can use to keep your online accounts safe.
Basic 101 security practices.
Today at 5 on Channel 2 Action News. Some stories are bigger.
Channel 2 Action News live with this breaking situation.
They unfold in real time. Change as you watch.
We know this community well. We have multiple reporters.
When stories break, when it matters most. Channel 2 Action News. Every day at 4, 5, and 6.
Get stronger with free fitness training at Planet Fitness. Join for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th.
Planet Fitness is the official fitness center of the Atlanta Hawks.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
Facing an 18-wheeler wreck is tough. The insurance company's delays, claims, plays games. Nonsense. It's go time, team. We're unstoppable in helping you get what you deserve. Faster. One call, that's all.
Call10.com.
Spills. Bills. Taxes. Life is full of liabilities. But not here. With Bath Fitter bathtubs and showers, you're sealed tight. Get $500 off this season. Bath Fitter, one less thing to worry about.
Biological men don't belong in women's sports. It's dangerous and unfair. A female boxer stopped a match to save her life. A female volleyball player suffered permanent brain damage from a spiked ball to her face. Men routinely rob women of trophies. Brad Raffensperger believes our daughters deserve safety and fairness. As governor, Brad will protect women's privacy and stop men from competing in women's sports. Brad Raffensperger for governor.
Get stronger with free fitness training at Planet Fitness. Join for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th.
Planet Fitness is the official fitness center of the Atlanta Hawks.
New at 4 o'clock, some UGA students say they are living in fear after a bat infestation at their apartment. It's that dark little thing you see right there. Now, while the bats were removed, the students worry that more will get in. Channel 2's Tom Regan is live in Athens. And Tom, these students say they've had to stay in a motel because of this.
Yeah, Wendy, just last night they told me they heard what sounded like a bat in their apartment, so they immediately packed up all their stuff and headed to a motel around 11 o'clock last night. You know, I noticed that there's a lot of bat boxes like that one right there, a roost you see in this area. That is to dissuade or discourage bats from taking up residence in buildings nearby, but it doesn't always work for these very unwanted visitors.
Then a little bit later, I heard like the sound of flapping wings, and that's when I really freaked out.
Claire Stockman and her 2 roommates have been living on the edge after bats infested their off-campus apartment. The first found in January, and then 2 more just in the past week.
And it was on the ground, right, like less than a foot from me. Because I think it crept out from under the fridge while I was making my breakfast.
It freaked them out so much that they have spent several nights in a motel. While the bats have been removed, they say they weren't tested for rabies. So now they're taking a battery of painful and costly rabies shots.
We've had to miss class for doctor's appointments, for shots.
It's been even worse for Kate, who has a suspected bat bite on her hand. She needed special medications.
I had it injected 4 different ways into it, and it is the most painful thing that I honestly have gone through.
They suspect the bats have been entering the building through exterior vents. They'd like the apartment complex, at the very least, to reimburse them for their hotel room costs.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, is there a bat in my room?
Now, I reached out to the management of the Mark apartment complex for a comment on the bat problem, but I haven't yet heard back. Live in Athens, Clark County, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
Clark, we were just hearing the girls talk about everything they've had to go through, and they're staying at the motel, and yet there's a bat motel, but the bats want to be in the apartment. This is such a mess for those girls. Hopefully they can get through this one too. Thank you so much, Tom. So now, what should you do if you happen to find a bat? First, here's what not to do. Do not handle one with your bare hands. Just wait until the bat stops moving. And then, if you're bold enough, try to trap it in a container and release it outside at night. If you do not want to handle it yourself, you can always call a wildlife professional.
I'm taking D, the wildlife professional.
Exactly.
A community celebrating after a highway in western North Carolina is now open. 18 months after Hurricane Helene caused its closure. The road on U.S. Highway 64 in Henderson County has only been open to locals, but as of today, anyone can drive it and see the path the hurricane left behind. The highway connects Hendersonville to Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, and Bat Cave.
We're really excited about the road opening up. We think that it will help bring in business and more people to help support the locals.
For the past 18 months, visitors had to take a detour. Now that the road is open and accessible, businesses in the towns are expecting a boom.
Severe weather Team 2 says that we could see some isolated thunderstorms this week.
We sure could. Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz is live in Severe Weather Center 2.
Yeah, a little wetter, a little more active weather pattern this week. No days will be a rain out, but there's some rain around. Right now, Storm Tracker 2 HD dry across the metro area. I'm tracking a couple of isolated showers and sprinkles in eastern Alabama, now into parts of West Georgia. In Meriwether County, have a few showers there, had some sprinkles around Carrollton, and now in Haralson County, we'll shower there in the northwestern corner of the county. 80s for highs this week, well above our average of 70. Partly cloudy tomorrow with just 20% chance of a stray shower, and the better chance of showers and storms later this week and into this weekend. And I'll take you through that coming up at 5.
Brad, thank you. Gas prices across the U.S., they remain below $4 a gallon, but only barely. Channel 2 Action News reporters and photographers check to see where gas prices sit all around. So let's go county by county now to see where the cheapest gas is in your area.
I'm Michelle Newell here in Cobb County, right along Powers Ferry Road at this BP. Drivers are paying $3.69 a gallon for regular gas. That's if you pay with cash. It will cost you 10 cents more if you pay with your credit card.
And if you're traveling on Camp Creek Parkway near the Atlanta airport, drivers can expect to pay around $3.65 per gallon for regular gas.
I'm Michael Downey here in Midtown, where a gallon of gas will run you $3.71 for regular, a bit more than $4.60 for a gallon of premium.
New at 4, cameras to catch speeders are going up outside of another school. New automatic speed cameras will be put up outside Ball Ground Elementary School, STEM Academy, that's in Cherokee County. The program's funded from ticket payments. The speed cameras operate 1 hour before the school day, 1 hour after dismissal. A 30-day warning period is in effect right now. Then drivers will be fined $75 for the first offense.
A woman got a terrifying shock behind the wheel. She says a man pulled her over and claimed to be an FBI agent. Channel 2's George Estevez live in the newsroom now with the uneasy feeling she says she had as it all happened.
So, Wendy, that woman spoke exclusively to Channel 2 Action News. She says she noticed red flags right away and took action to keep herself safe.
The whole situation just felt a little weird to me.
All new at 5, what she did that got the suspect to speed off and how a social media post led to his arrest. Plus, criminals exposed millions of usernames and passwords just this year alone. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray has what you could do to prevent your information from falling into the wrong hands. All new on Channel 2 Action News at 5. Karen.
All right, see you in just a bit, George. Thanks. Metro Atlanta County will get some managing help nearly for a dozen of its parks. It's to help make sure parks near Lake Lanier stay open and don't close lake access this summer. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will help manage 11 parks in Hall County. The county will still be in charge of mowing and trash removal for those parks, and they can keep the revenue at the parks where fees are collected.
New at 4 o'clock, hundreds of workers in one metro Atlanta town could lose their jobs. The Tyson Prepared Foods facility on Darlington Drive in Rome is shutting down. A Tyson spokesperson said recent changes made continued operations at that site no longer viable. So they're encouraging the affected employees to apply for other roles within the company. More eyes will soon be on one of our state's most heavily traveled roads. The steps an incident response unit will take to keep you safe. That's all new on Channel 2 Action News at 5.
And take a look, countdown to launch again. NASA says its moon rocket is ready. New at 4, the new timeline and who on board will be making history.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store and save up to 25% on your entire purchase. And no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Spring into savings with West Shore Home. There's never been a better time to upgrade your bathroom. And right now, the savings add up fast. So you're going to want to stay tuned. At West Shore Home, we make home remodeling easy. From your free, no-obligation design consultation to your completed installation, you can feel confident every step of the way. That's also why we only use our teams of highly trained employee installers, never subcontractors. They make sure the job gets done right the first time. To get started, just call the number on your screen now. If your tub or shower is outdated, cracked, or just hard to clean, this is your chance to save big. For a limited time, we're offering free installation on all bathroom models. And to make it even easier, you can get started with no money down and 18 months of no interest financing. That's a year and a half to enjoy your upgraded space interest-free. And when we say remodel, we mean a fast, efficient process, not one that's going to drag out for weeks on end. With durable, easy-to-clean materials designed to look great and last for years. Now, if you're thinking bigger, maybe you want to upgrade more than one bathroom, or you've got multiple projects in your home, even beyond the bathroom. This is where the savings really start to stack up. With our buy one, get one offers, the more you buy, the more you save. Buy a full bathroom remodel and get a shower in another bathroom absolutely free. It's the perfect way to tackle multiple projects at once and maximize your savings. So again, you've got two great options. If you're focused on just one project, you can get started now with no money down and take advantage of free installation. Or if you're ready to do more, you can lock in buy one, get one savings for even more value. So whether you're upgrading one bathroom or transforming multiple spaces in your home, now's the time. Plus, lock in 18 months of no interest financing. Call the number on your screen, scan the QR code, or visit westshorebath.com to lock in these amazing savings before they're gone. West Shore Home. Remodeling reimagined.
This week only, call the experts at Zero Res and get insanely clean carpets at these unbeatable savings. It's safe, non-toxic, and leaves zero residue. But these Zero Res savings are good this week only. Schedule today at zeroresatlanta.com.
If you've been hurt in an accident and you need results, call Sweet James. Here are just some of the recent wins for our injured clients. Call the firm that wins big. Call Sweet James.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, and nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store with select spring styles starting at just $4.99 and no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
New at 4, the launch window for the Artemis mission around the moon is about to open. It's an historic launch aimed at setting the United States up for the next moon landing. Here's a live look for you right now at the Artemis launch pad at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It is ready. 4 crew members are getting ready to lock in and launch. Today, T-minus 2 days to history. The countdown is on for the first human moon mission in more than 50 years.
We can safely say the crew's ready, the rocket's ready, the spaceship's ready.
The Artemis 2 plans to launch 4 astronauts on a 10-day, 685,000-mile journey, slingshotting around the moon, venturing deeper into space than ever before. It's a crucial step in NASA's multi-billion-dollar project to land humans back on the moon, build a lunar base, and send future explorers to Mars. The crew, led by Commander Reed Weissman.
We're doing this because it's a unique opportunity. We are going for all and by all. This is what NASA embodies.
The Artemis 2 astronauts speaking from quarantine at the Kennedy Space Center. It's a history-making crew. Victor Glover is set to become the first African-American male to travel into deep space.
Young brown boys and girls can look at me and go, hey, he looks like me and he's doing what? And that's great. I love that. But I also hope we are pushing the other direction, that one day we don't have to talk about these first, that one day this is just, and I listen to this, that this is the human history.
While Christina Cook will be the first woman to journey to the moon.
There is something to celebrate. It's that we are at a time when everyone who has a dream gets to work equally hard to achieve that dream.
This is so exciting. As we showed you a live look at the launch pad, NASA just said it began counting down to the launch 2 days from right now. The 4 members of the Artemis 2 crew began their quarantine period March 18th to ensure they stay healthy leading up to the big launch.
New at 5 o'clock, a woman targeted.
She says a man posed as an FBI agent to pull her over.
I'm just very confused what his intentions were.
The one decision she made in the moment that may have saved her life. Plus, the social media post landing a suspect in jail.
And new insight after a deadly prom night crash.
Everybody who lives over here knows you need to slow down when you get over here.
All new this hour. Why people near the crash site say this was bound to happen here.
Kroger always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Now for a limited time at Pinnacle Home Improvements, make no payments and no interest till 2027 on all windows, roofing, and siding. Let Pinnacle Home Improvements make your home look beautiful again and enjoy no payments and no interest till 2027.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings. We pay all cash. We close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
Ride shares are incredibly convenient, but you never know who you're riding with or their driving history. If you get hurt using one of those services, call us here at the Dozier Law Firm. We're here to help.
You can save big in every aisle at Kroger. Right now, Hickory Smoked Honey Glazed Ham is only $1.95 a pound with your card. And you can enjoy free delivery on orders of $50 or more. Place your order today. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
New at 5, a woman targeted. Police arrested a man they say impersonated an FBI agent.
I see this guy in a full suit walk up to my window.
The bizarre confrontation after the woman says he pulled her over.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at 5 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
So glad you are joining us on this Monday. I'm George Estevez.
And I'm Karen Greer. We checked in the last hour. The man accused of claiming to be an FBI agent and pulling a woman over is still in jail right now. His name, Timothy Hayes, and we've learned he owns a luxury car service. Investigators say he pulled the woman over in Cobb County along Lower Roswell Road at Timberlock Drive. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell is live right near there now. And Michelle, you spoke exclusively with that woman.
And Karen, she is just as shocked as anyone would be. She told me she was here in East Cobb when she noticed a black SUV with flashing lights begin to follow her less than a half mile away from here. Alondra Torres says she was on her way home from work when this black SUV pulled her over in East Cobb.
He has his lights on. So I pull off into a neighborhood and I see this guy in a full suit walk up to my window.
He apparently had blue flashing lights equipped in his vehicle, which is illegal.
He was asking why I was in a rush and that he asked for my ID.
Torres says she asked for his ID because she was suspicious.
After I asked for the other identification, he said he switches and he says he's an FBI agent.
This is Anthony Hayes, the man police say impersonated an FBI agent. Torres says Hayes pretended to run her tag after she refused to give up her ID.
He makes this phone call and he's already reading my tag number. Now he's like walking back here. He's acting like he's on the phone.
When Torres panicked and called her husband,
he quickly rushes back to the window and he's like, oh, you're good to go.
If they're not wearing anything that identifies themselves as a law enforcement officer, that's a big red flag. If they're not in a marked vehicle, that's another red flag.
I'm just very confused what his intentions were.
We didn't see an attorney listed for Hayes, but he did turn himself in on 2 felony charges. Torres told me she and her husband actually helped police track him down. Working on that story for Channel 2 Action News at 6. Live from Cobb County, Michelle Newell, Channel 2 Action News.
More details now. Here in Georgia, impersonating an officer is sometimes treated as a misdemeanor. But if you impersonate a federal agent, you could face federal charges and a fine of up to $1,000. George?
Karen, friends are mourning after a deadly prom crash killed this teenager. The crash happened along Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville after the prom at the Delta Flight Museum. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live where there's now a memorial of flowers and stuffed animals. And Tom, since Channel 2 Action News at 4, you found out neighbors say that curve is dangerous.
And take a look, George. Let me show you that curve. Right there, that's Chapel Hill Road. That's where troopers say the driver was speeding, left the road, hit an embankment, came down this road here where that car flipped several times, killing 18-year-old Patience Price, who was ejected from that car. Her friend said she had so much more life to live.
She was always there for me, like anytime I needed her, and she just has so much love.
Jaslyn Scott says her friend, 18-year-old Patience Price, had her whole life ahead of her.
She has so much to live for. She had graduated early. She didn't get to walk the stage.
That's because Patience was killed in a one-car crash on Chapel Hill Road after coming from a prom party early Saturday morning. That's when Georgia State Patrol says the Chapel Hill High senior was in the front passenger seat of a Mercedes where the driver was traveling at a high rate of speed. The Mercedes left the road, hit an embankment, went airborne, and flipped several times before crashing. Patience, who didn't have on a seatbelt, was ejected and killed.
It's mind-blowing because, if you knew her, she's so full of life, you could never imagine her not being here.
Troopers say a passenger in the back seat suffered serious injuries and is in the hospital. The driver suffered minor injuries. So many people told me the curve here is extremely dangerous.
It's a very sharp turn. Everybody who lives over here knows you need to slow down when you get over here.
Friends say Patience should still be here.
The picture is so clear in my mind of her, and it's insane that I'll never be able to speak to her or hug her.
And George, you're looking at the stuffed animals and flowers you mentioned, but take a look over here. This is so sad. One of the students told me this is the shoe of one of the students that was in that car. Troopers say that the driver showed no signs of impairment, but they say their investigation continues. Grief counselors were on the Chapel Hill High campus today. Go to the store on our website to see how you can help the family with a GoFundMe account that's set up. We're live in Douglas County in Douglasville. I'm Tom Jones for Channel 2 Action News.
So many people, Tom, wanting to do something. I know tomorrow night there's going to be a candlelight vigil, so hopefully people will come and give that family support. Thank you, Tom. The Atlanta-based CDC says car crashes are one of the top causes of death for teenagers. Let's get more details now. Around 2,800 teens aged 13 to 19 were killed in car crashes in 2020, and 227,000 were injured. That means each day, 8 teenagers die in a car wreck.
New developments on Georgia 400 Express Lane project. A new emergency team will be responding to problems from North Fulton County to the McFarland Parkway exit. That's in Forsyth County. Channel 2's Courtney Francisco live on the road. Courtney, have you seen this new team out as you are rolling in the tracker right now?
Hey, we're rolling in the tracker. We haven't seen it yet, but we'll start patrolling this week. I want to show you where that will happen because it will be on 400 here, starting in North Fulton County, go all the way 16 miles to Forsyth County. Because this week we expect more congestion than usual. There will be more lane closures because construction is officially starting on the express lanes. These incident response trucks will remind you of the yellow Hero fleet that you see responding to problems on the roads, except these are white. You see it on your screen here. Let me show you. They say SR 400 incident response on the side. They have a black blade on the front that allows the driver to push debris out of the road without getting into traffic. And this team will be monitoring the construction area around the clock, assisting drivers, supporting emergency responders, and managing traffic. We asked why they will go in this area and not others under construction, and the Georgia Department of Transportation says the private-public partnership made it happen.
Hard to say if something like this will show up in other corridors, but it could. You know, we definitely expect to have a lot of success here.
If you need help here and it's not an emergency, you don't have to call 911, you call 511, and then you're out here on the road, imagine, and this team will show up. The construction is slated to take 5 years, but the incident response team expects to stick around after the work is done, too. Reporting live in North Fulton County, Courtney Francisco, Channel 2 Action News.
Not a lot of traffic on 400 right now. All right, Courtney, thanks. We have more details for you on the impact of express lanes in Georgia for all drivers. Georgia Department of Transportation projects that I-285 top-end lanes will reduce travel times by 39% for users. For drivers not using those express lanes, an improvement of about 8% is expected. New at 5, witnesses are describing the frightening moments after police say a drunk driver behind the wheel of a Porsche hit and killed a man crossing the street. Channel 2's Michael Seiden joining us now live in Northwest Atlanta. Michael, you've learned this suspect is being held without bond.
And Karen, we want to actually update that because in the last couple of minutes, I checked the app for the jail, and he actually now has a bond set at $50,000. But I want to show you that, this crash actually happened in Southwest Atlanta. But tonight, that driver accused of hitting and killing a man remains here inside the Fulton County Jail, where he's facing numerous charges, including first-degree homicide by a vehicle. Atlanta police say this deadly crash happened just after 10:15 Saturday night, right here on Campbellton Road, where, according to arrest affidavits, 65-year-old Michael B. Solomon was crossing the street when he was hit by a 2026 Porsche Macan, similar to the one in this photo. Investigators say the victim had already made it across multiple lanes of traffic before he was hit.
The guy had busted a U-turn right in the middle of the street and ended up knocking the guy out of his slippers all the way to the curb.
Police identified the driver as 44-year-old Joshua Johnson. According to the warrants, an officer said Johnson's eyes were glassy and that he smelled alcohol in his breath. The officer also noted he appeared to be chewing gum in what he believed was an attempt to cover the odor. When asked to follow his finger, police say Johnson initially had trouble complying, and officers observed his eyes jerking back and forth, something police are trained to look for when they suspect someone is impaired. Solomon died at the scene.
And police was on the scene. They tried to, resuscitate him, get him back together. They did the best they could, but was still in shock that the situation had just happened.
And tonight, those who witnessed the scene say this tragedy is a reminder of just how quickly things can turn deadly.
We gotta start taking care of each other a lot better out here.
Yeah, we've been working to reach out to the victim's family because we want to put a face with this tragedy, but so far we haven't been able to make contact with them. Also, just checked jail records, and so far there is not an attorney listed for this suspect. And as soon as they list one, we will reach out, try to get his side of the story. We are live in Northwest Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Millions of passwords and usernames exposed this year alone. I'm Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray with what security research say you need to do to keep your information safe.
A potentially multi-million-dollar hit to our local economy right before the 2026 World Cup.
It is ultimately not great for the city of Atlanta.
What FIFA is doing that has some local experts worried.
Over the last hour, we've pressed for new information about 3 teens shot at a quinceañera. The promising update about one of the victims live next.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Dad, it's your shot.
Daly!
Having John Daly as a designated swinger?
Bank shot!
That's a power move. Hiring America's largest injury law firm for your injury? That's also a power move. Morgan & Morgan.
Rick Jackson's a fraud and a never-Trumper. Fox News just exposed Jackson bankrolled Trump's 2024 opponents. Fox also uncovered Jackson handed Liz Cheney a huge donation right after Cheney voted to impeach Trump. Jackson also donated millions to help elect Democrat Trump hater Jeff Duncan. Jackson even funded degrading attack ads suggesting Trump unfit for office. Trump supporters support Burt Jones.
I am thrilled to give my complete and total endorsement to Burt Jones.
During the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, save big on the Drew and Jonathan collection. Fashionable, functional furniture on sale. Plus, right now, to make buying even easier, get 60-month interest-free financing. That's right. Shop today and pay 0 interest for 60 months. Bring home comfortable living rooms, stylish bedrooms, and beautiful dining rooms with 60-month interest-free financing. Shop the Drew and Jonathan collection and save during the Rooms to Go anniversary sale.
If you're so over those filthy, crunchy carpets, but you've been holding out for a fantastic offer, your wait is over. This week only, call the experts at Zero Res and get insanely clean carpets at these unbeatable savings. Using patented water, Zero Res cleans what vacuums can't reach without flooding your padding. It's safe, non-toxic, and leaves zero residue. But these Zero Res savings are good this week only. Schedule today at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
I've been showing up for people since I was a kid. Making phone calls, reading the fine print, just being there.
At South College, you can find a path that matches your heart, where compassion meets skill and purpose becomes a career as a medical assistant.
I've always been someone people can count on. Now, I'm turning that into something more.
South College offers over 100 programs and concentrations. To learn more, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
The best invitations are the ones that feel personal, that satisfy your desires, anticipate your needs, that make you feel welcome. The same feelings every Lexus is designed to elicit. For a limited time, get offers on select vehicles at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on select Lexus NX models.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, and nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
It's bow time. The only thing you want after a made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit with juicy country ham is another one. For a limited time, get 2 ham biscuits for $5. Cravings, me savings. Order in the app or at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Police want to know why a 20-year-old opened fire outside a quinceañera. 3 teens shot at the party are recovering. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez live now in DeKalb County. Taisha, workers at neighboring businesses, they didn't want to talk about that shooting.
George, today we spoke to several people in this plaza that has more than a dozen stores. Some folks seem to know the shooter and did not want to talk about the shooting at all. Now, everything happened here. This is where the quinceañera was, which was a party for a 15-year-old. Police say something happened inside. It spilled out here to the parking lot, and police say this is where the suspect shot 3 teens. Late Friday night, Chamblee police said they were on Buford Highway conducting an unrelated traffic stop when they heard about 10 gunshots. One officer said he let his window down to hear better and heard several more shots. Police said the shots were coming from this parking lot where a quinceañera was going on at this event space. When they got closer, police say they saw someone hop a fence near the party. They chased the suspect, 20-year-old Israel Rojas, and caught him. As they arrested Rojas, police say they found a Glock he tossed while he was running. Police charged him with shooting 2 14-year-old girls and a 15-year-old boy. One of the girls was in critical condition all weekend, but started to improve Monday morning. We spoke to several people who work at different businesses in the same plaza. No one wanted to comment on the weekend shooting. Rojas is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault. Now, if you were here in this plaza on Buford Highway, or if you were at the party, police are looking to speak to you. The good news is all 3 teens are expected to make a full recovery now. We're live in DeKalb County in Chamblee. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
14-year-olds at a party should not end up in critical condition on the weekend. Taisha, thank you.
We have new developments for you now. A federal plea deal has been reached for one of the 3 inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail. That was back in December. Yusuf Minor has agreed to plead guilty to multiple charges, including kidnapping and robbery. In exchange, prosecutors will drop a 4th charge after sentencing. Minor faces up to life in prison for kidnapping and up to 20 years for the robbery charge. Minor and 2 others broke out of the DeKalb County Jail before being captured in a multi-agency manhunt.
Multiple shots were fired into a house in DeKalb County. It happened on Cypress Trace late Sunday night. A woman inside was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. Police say people were asleep when the shots first entered that home.
National Guard soldiers have a new training center. It's in Cobb County in Marietta. The $11 million renovation updated electrical, plumbing, and lighting. Georgia's National Guard commander says the renovations represent a commitment to helping National Guard soldiers. It houses the 78th Troop Command and 781st Troop Command Detachment. Congratulations are in order for the Smyrna Fire Department. It's being recognized as one of the first 100 gold helmet departments in the United States. This recognition honors the commitment to firefighter health and cancer risk reduction and includes ensuring advanced health screenings for cardiac cancer and mental health, providing top-tier gear with advanced PPE cleaning and replacement, and strong behavioral health support.
So you have to watch this next story. A 5-year-old boy who's a super fan of the late former President Jimmy Carter got a huge surprise today.
He sure did. The Carter Center surprised him and his mom with a trip to Atlanta to visit what he calls Jimmy Carter World.
He's already helped build a playhouse with Habitat for Humanity. We're going back when it gets warmer to paint it and give it to a family.
Ryan and his mom and big brother traveled from New Jersey to Atlanta for a special day filled with surprises. It's hard to believe this little 5-year-old had a special Jimmy Carter themed birthday party in October. He shares a birthday month with the former Georgia governor and President James Earl Carter. The Carter Center staff saw the videos and reached out to them to come to Atlanta for his spring break. Ryan and his family arrived at the Carter Center and were greeted by President and Mrs. Carter's youngest daughter, Amy, and Carter Center chairman of the board, Jason Carter.
When I was 5, my grandfather was still in the White House. And so when I would go visit his office, just like Ryan did today, it's a pretty exciting time, obviously, for us. And then my grandfather was always just a grandfather to us, the same way that I'm sure Ryan's is to him. It's neat to see the human, personal connection that presidents are people too.
This moment, obviously very special for Ryan and his family.
And who are you going to be like?
Jimmy Carter.
And how are we going to be like Jimmy?
Be kind.
We're going to be kind to everybody.
Don't you just love that? Ryan and his family ended the day with a trip to where else? The Braves game. What great memories for a 5-year-old that will definitely last him a lifetime.
A baseball game for a 5-year-old's great, but he's going to remember that afternoon he spent in that office.
Oh, yeah. Carter Center sent him all kinds of just memorabilia and wonderful things. So wonderful for him.
Best part, be kind.
Oh, yeah. Well, a top local prosecutor made a shocking confession after an embarrassing moment in court.
There are at least 5 citations to cases that don't exist.
What she now says is to blame for that unprecedented error.
Raising awareness now about a serious issue heading into the World Cup. We're talking about human trafficking. The signs of labor trafficking state leaders also want you to watch out for this summer.
Relief for thousands of Transportation Security Administration workers who've gone for weeks without pay, the long-term path forward and why it's still unclear.
Coming up, AI is making it easier for criminals to guess your passwords. Now, technology experts weigh in. The tools you can use to keep your online accounts safe.
Basic 101 security practices.
Coming up on Channel 2 Action News.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Another injury lawyer barking for attention. Well, not quite. They call me Buddy, and I'm just here to protect you from that insurance guy, Mr. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, since fault hasn't been clearly established.
Unfortunately, we can't cover your medical expenses. It's about time you've heard. Congratulations.
Whew, thank you, buddy.
Call today, 844-42. Buddy.
Biological men don't belong in women's sports. It's dangerous and unfair. A female boxer stopped a match to save her life. A female volleyball player suffered permanent brain damage from a spiked ball to her face. Men routinely rob women of trophies. Brad Raffensperger believes our daughters deserve safety and fairness. As governor, Brad will protect women's privacy and stop men from competing in women's sports. Brad Raffensperger for governor.
New Nissan? Correct. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
He can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get $5,000 customer cash on Pathfinder, or get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
Switch your termite protection to Breda, and your rate is locked in for 10 years.
Not only do we protect you from termites coming back at no charge, we fix the damage at no charge, but the remainder of your contract is free if termites ever come back.
Breda Pest Management is better at keeping termites out, and they'll lock in your termite rate for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
It was a fixed game. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones voted to legalize the $6 billion coin-operated gambling machine industry in Georgia. Jones required half of the revenue be given to owners of the properties where the machines are located. So who owns those properties? Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
Hi, this is Clint with Padley, and we buy houses. We're the call to make to sell your house as is for a local fair cash offer. We buy homes in any price range and can close on your timeline. Inherited houses, foreclosures, bad renter, or vacant houses. When you sell to us, you don't have to make any repairs or clean up. And best of all, no closing costs. We're helping people all over the Atlanta area sell their house as is. Call us today for your local fair cash offer. Call 770-404-SOLD. That's 770-404-SOLD.
Last night's Cash 3 evening numbers were 3, 5, and 1. Lottery players won more than $315,000. Watch the next drawing tonight at 6:59 only on Channel 2.
This local break on Channel 2 has been brought to you by Estes Heat, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical. Get a free estimate on your new HVAC system from Estes Services. It's that easy. It's Estes.
Now to that TSA gridlock that right now seems to be easing up. Some TSA workers received paychecks today for the first time in a month and a half.
Grateful for that for so many families, travelers moving through the lines today. That was good news at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. We were there with plenty of room to spare through the lines. Channel 2's Wendy Corona joining us now live from the Satellite News Center. So, Wendy, this is a relief, right? Many TSA workers, they've been desperately waiting for their paychecks.
They sure have, but now here's the rub. It's unclear how long they'll keep getting paid since the Department of Homeland Security remains shut down. For the first time in more than 1 month, TSA workers started to get their paychecks.
It looks like it just covers pay period 4 and 5.
President Donald Trump promised to pay them with the Department of Homeland Security still shut down. It ran out of funding 45 days ago. The DHS says most workers will receive at least 2 full paychecks for the past 2 pay periods. But that's not all the money they've missed out on. And some, according to DHS, may see some delays in getting those payments.
It is better than not having anything, but I don't think it's going to change the needle very much on the lines. The officers that left are not coming back.
The agency says more than 500 officers quit since the partial shutdown began. On Sunday alone, around 10.5% of TSA officers called out. The good news is that with some already receiving their pay, more and more TSA officers could decide to go back to work. And security lines at airports today have been shorter.
I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest, it's not as much as I thought it would be.
But still no pay for some other DHS employees and no clear answer as the Senate continues its 2-week recess. Congress failed multiple times to reach a deal to fund DHS. This partial shutdown is already considered the longest in U.S. history. For now, live in the Satellite News Center, Wendy Corona, Channel 2 Action News.
Keeping track of every single password we have can be daunting. I'm Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray with the one step you can take to make it easier.
FIFA pulled out of hundreds of Metro Atlanta hotel rooms ahead of the World Cup. The financial hit experts say our local economy could take if those rooms aren't filled soon.
Now, taking a few isolated showers now and better rain chances in the days ahead. That's coming up next. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Severe weather season means dangerous storms can happen anytime, anywhere. And when it does, we give you a unique look inside a storm, showing you the rotation live as it happens. Severe weather coverage you can count on.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store and save up to 25% on your entire purchase. And no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th. Only at Ashley.
What was that?
Oops. My bad.
You wouldn't have a clown on your SWAT team. Just like you wouldn't have anyone but Morgan & Morgan handle your injury case. With over $30 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
We'll get them next time.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Burt Jones is losing, so now he's lying about Rick Jackson. But a few months ago, here's what Burt had to say.
My good friend Rick Jackson knows firsthand what it's like to grow up in the foster care system. And that's what makes his commitment to helping others so powerful. We're incredibly grateful for his leadership and his friendship and his knowledge. Thank you again, Rick, for all that you do for Georgia.
When you see Burt's new attack ads, remember, he doesn't believe them either.
Don't wait for the next power outage. Premier has Generac generators in stock now. Keep your home powered to keep your family safe and comfortable. Call today for your free quote and $1,000 off installation. Trust the experts at Premier Generators.
Hi, Ashley.
How much to haul off a mattress?
Today, $59.
What if it's a king-size mattress?
That would be 59 king-size dollars.
Are those any different than regular dollars?
Nope.
That's a fantastic price.
It's a great deal. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
At Ashley Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store with select spring styles starting at just $4.99 and no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Between 80 and 100 million Americans are living with liver disease, and most don't even know it. Help raise awareness and fund a cure at Liver Life Walk Atlanta, Saturday, April 11th at Brook Run Park. Family to Family and Georgia Natural Gas. Community coverage you can count on.
Mostly cloudy, warmer in the low 70s, and I'm tracking a couple of very isolated showers. Certainly not a rainy day, but we'll come in close on Storm Tracker 2 HD. Put this into motion. You can pick it out for one little shower here, crossing the Chattahoochee River, moving out of eastern Carroll into far southwestern parts of Fulton County. A little sprinkle here in southern parts and northern parts of Paulding County and into West Georgia. A little sprinkle approaching Cedartown. So not a lot of rain, a little bit out there now. Most of us looking like this. Top of Stone Mountain, DeKalb County, a mostly cloudy sky. We'll stay mostly cloudy in the low 70s through 7, and then we'll slowly fall through the 60s. I'm going to keep our rain chance at about 10% for any one spot this evening. Most of us stay dry, but a stray shower possible. And the pollen count today down a little bit from where it's been. We spent a week, 7 consecutive days in the extreme range. Today a little bit lower, but still in the high range. If you're sensitive to the tree pollens, I know you're still feeling it. The peak pollen season is late March and into early April. So we're about midway through kind of the peak. So things improving in a couple of weeks. In the short term, however, a partly cloudy sky. We'll start the day dry, and then as we head into the afternoon, a couple of isolated showers popping up. Rain chance staying low overall at 20%. Then as we head into Thursday with the southerly wind we warm, we're going to be in the 80s for highs much of this week. Clouds and some isolated showers and thunderstorms. That increases a bit as we head into Friday. Saturday, mostly dry. Can't rule out a stray shower. With that southerly wind, it's going to be warm. And then ahead of this approaching cold front, really warming up, showers moving in, and even the chance of a few thunderstorms with this cold front coming through on Sunday. That'll knock our temperatures down a bit. What we really need is widespread wet weather. And no day in our forecast this week will be a rain out, no rainy days. But by the end of the week, most of us will get in on the action, but the overall rainfall totals less than about a half an inch. Look at the rainfall amounts this week or this year. January, a little over 3 inches. February, very dry, just over 2.5. And so far in March, we've had just over 4 inches of rainfall. For the year so far, on average, we'd have 13.5. We've had 9 3/4, meaning so far this year, rainfall deficit of nearly 4 inches. But drought conditions actually began last fall. So we still have a significant drought across the area, all of Metro Atlanta and North Georgia, moderate to severe, and even some extreme drought. The rain we get here, welcome, but not enough to put an end to our drought conditions. 5-day forecast of the weekend always in view. Pretty isolated coverage of showers and a few storms this week with highs in the mid 80s. By Sunday, mid 70s with a better chance of some more widespread wet weather.
Thanks, Brad. New at 5, are you ready for some soccer? Well, FIFA is giving back nearly 1,000 local hotel rooms ahead of the World Cup. And just today, a human rights group warned international travelers coming to the U.S., and this is the time limit, 6 days. Oh, let's Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln spent the day speaking with state leaders and FIFA about what this all means.
Yeah, it means a lot, Karen. I found out that hundreds of hotel rooms here at the Marriott Marquis and right across the street here at the Hyatt Regency have been canceled by FIFA. Even with travel warnings, state lodging leaders say they're optimistic these rooms will be filled before kickoff.
It is ultimately not great for the city of Atlanta and all the stakeholders in the travel, tourism, and hospitality industries.
Georgia's hospitality leaders say FIFA is clawing back rooms, and they're watching closely to gauge the impact.
So losing some portion of that is just not great for the industry broadly.
Popular hotel chains like the Hyatt Regency and Marriott Marquis confirm FIFA has canceled hundreds of room reservations ahead of the biggest global event to hit Atlanta since the 1996 Olympics. Sources say the Marriott Marquis is projecting more than a $2 million loss.
I mean, it is too early to tell.
Monday, human rights organization Amnesty International issued a warning discouraging international travelers from coming to the U.S. amid ICE concerns. Critics worry that could cool demand and leave more rooms vacant.
We know that there are going to be an incredible amount of people that are coming into the city of Atlanta.
Chris Hartman with the Georgia Hotel and Lodging Association say they're optimistic those rooms will be filled in time for FIFA. Hartman says with Atlanta hosting matches featuring countries like Haiti and Uzbekistan, he expects strong domestic demand, pointing to more than 1 million fans from those countries already living in the U.S.
Those are domestic travelers that could come into the state of Georgia and be a part of that fan experience.
FIFA declined to issue a formal statement. However, a source close to FIFA tells me these were contractual room blocks signed in 2018 across all 16 host cities. FIFA sources say as the tournament gets closer, their operational needs will become clearer, including whether more rooms will be released. And for perspective, cities like other host cities like Philadelphia, their hotels are reporting more than 2,000 rooms. Those blocks were removed. Coming up tonight on Channel 2 Action News at 6, I'll explain why lodging leaders say this timing is perfect for fans looking for a place to stay when the World Cup arrives in Atlanta. Reporting live tonight in downtown, I'm Ashley Lincoln for Channel 2 Action News.
Thanks, Ashley. More details now on the economic boost Atlanta could see from the World Cup. Airbnb says it could generate $70 million in economic impact. That includes rental homes, restaurants, shops. Airbnb says around 6,000 guests are booked in listings throughout the city. Local hosts are projected to earn $4,000 in additional income.
A Metro Atlanta prosecutor has apologized to the state's highest court for using AI to write a legal brief. Clayton County Assistant District Attorney Deborah Leslie filed the briefs for a Georgia Supreme Court hearing about granting a convicted murderer a new trial.
If there are no more questions.
So before you sit down, there's one more thing I need to ask you about, unfortunately. There are at least 5 citations to cases that don't exist.
Clayton County District Attorney Tasha Mosley said using AI is a policy violation and should not have been used.
DeKalb is one of more than 1,000 districts suing social media platforms. They claim social media is distracting students and cutting into classroom learning time. This comes days after a landmark case in New Mexico, where a teen blamed social media platforms for mental health struggles. Coming up, we're going to hear from an expert who also has a child in DeKalb County. A local teenager accused of pointing a laser at planes. The other crimes police uncovered when they followed that light.
Georgia preparing for human trafficking ahead of the World Cup. The new training employees all across the state are now going through.
A local community cracks down on illegal tire dumping.
This sends a clear message that illegal dumping will not be tolerated.
The harsh action they've taken in just the past few weeks alone.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
This is Rescue 53, the distressed male.
Go shovels. Get him in the ambulance. We're going to keep him alive till we get what we need.
Channel 2 Action News is brought to you in part by Atlanta Toyota, your #1 dealer.
Get ready to roll in a new Toyota from Atlanta Toyota. Pleasant Hill Road, Duluth.
Rooms to go. Here's to 35 years of style.
35 years of serious savings.
35 years of sitting pretty. Here's to fashion.
and making anything possible.
Thanks to the Rooms to Go package.
Here's to 35 years of decorating made easy.
So come see what everyone's talking about during the Rooms to Go 35th anniversary sale.
Tell them Shaq sent you.
It's come to my attention that someone in here is trying to get rich. Preposterous. Is it?
Keno.
You pick 10 numbers, then Keno picks 20.
The more you match,
The more you win.
I saw Professor Chumley circling numbers.
Nonsense. It was the butler. Kevin!
Stop him! He's burning the evidence.
Oh, that game is hot. Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes playing Keno.
There were so many amazing things to do on MSC Cruises.
I know. Tea at the MSC Yacht Club.
Boogie at the pub!
Karaoke at the loft. Fresh pasta at Italy.
Fine.
Oh.
This week only, call the experts at Zero Res and get insanely clean carpets at these unbeatable savings. It's safe, non-toxic, and leaves zero residue. But these Zero Res savings are good this week only. Schedule today at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
After an accident, your next move isn't always clear. You've already been hurt once, and one wrong move can hurt you even more.
When everything feels unfamiliar, it's natural to feel overwhelmed. That's where a call to Montlick can help relieve the pressure so you can protect what comes next. Accidents are stressful. Your comeback shouldn't be. Call Montlick at #WIN. That's pound 946.
Weather presented by Montlick. Hurt in a crash? Don't let the insurance company keep what's rightfully yours. Call Montlick at #WIN.
A local community is cracking down on this illegal tire dumping. It appears to be working too. A suspect dumped more than 300 tires shown in these photos at a church. 2 days later, police say Joseph Franklin came back in a rental truck to dump more tires. They used advanced technology, part of their new digital shield, and tips from neighbors to make the arrest.
This sends a clear message that illegal dumping will not be tolerated in DeKalb County. And also, we will find you and we will hold you accountable.
Since launching this latest initiative, they've made a total of 10 arrests for illegal dumping. A man has died after a house fire, and this picture we're about to show you is a stunning example of the dangers our first responders face every day. Just look for yourself. A wall of flames right there in Paulding County. This was early Sunday morning. You can just make out two firefighters there in the center of the screen bravely heading into that danger. Another image here shows a firefighter climbing into a back window. They rescued a man inside, but he died at the hospital. The cause of this fire is still under investigation.
The Secretary of State says NATO is abandoning the United States as it fights the war with Iran. Marco Rubio alleged in an interview on Al Jazeera that Spain's, quote, leftist leaders are blocking U.S. military aircraft from using its airspace. And there's new video in the last 90 minutes showing the results of one of the most recent attacks. An oil refinery is in flames in Israel. The war is driving oil prices higher today. Crude oil now $108 a barrel. Even as drivers face impact, the White House is talking about ground troops in Iran.
The president has been asked about boots on the ground or alleged ground operations various times. He's obviously declined to rule them out. It's the Pentagon's job to provide maximum optionality to the president.
The national price at the pump now just shy of $4 per gallon. But we're lucky in Georgia. It's $3.58 a gallon here on average, but it could be different depending on just where you are. We're checking for you county by county. In DeKalb County, drivers paying $3.66 a gallon. South of the city, drivers in Henry County paying $3.61 a gallon. And to the east, cheaper for drivers in Clark County at $3.60 a gallon.
A local school district is working now to protect its students against the dangers of social media.
We have a long way to go
but it starts with first calling it out.
New at 5 o'clock, how they are calling it out in court.
A bomb threat caused a panic on an Atlanta-bound flight. Now we're getting insight into those moments from air traffic control.
Criminals looking for easy access to your retirement and savings only need one thing. I'm Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray with how you can protect yourself.
Selling a home the traditional way, it's very stressful. So we came up with the guaranteed offer. You go to our website, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. It's really that simple. Go to markspain.com, they get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
New Nissan? Correct. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
He can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get $5,000 customer cash on Pathfinder, or get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Another injury lawyer barking for attention. Well, not quite. They call me Buddy, and I'm just here to protect you from that insurance guy, Mr. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, since fault hasn't been clearly established.
Unfortunately, we can't cover your medical expenses. It's about time you've heard. Congratulations.
Whew, thank you, buddy.
Call today, 844-42. Buddy.
Bojangles' new Bo's chicken tenders. Juicy, crispy, boldly seasoned.
Don't be chicken. Try new Bo's chicken tenders. It's Bo time.
Spring into savings with West Shore Home. Out with the old and in with the new. With free installation and 18 months and no interest financing. Schedule your free design consultation now at westshorefast.com. Don't miss out.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. We pay all cash. We close in as little as 21 days. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house. There's no showings. Go to markspain.com. They get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
New at 5, the average person has nearly 170 passwords for everything from email to retirement funds, social media sites, of course. Those passwords can get pretty hard to keep track of. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is breaking down what you need to know to keep those passwords safe.
Is it hard to keep track of all the passwords?
Always.
Once you begin to change your password, it gets complicated and you start thinking, oh, well, maybe this is the password for this, and it's really not.
But there is a way to keep track of your passwords, and security analyst Robert Siciliano says it's been around for a while.
I've been using a password manager for over 20 years. It hasn't been hacked. So as long as you download and install the password manager for a small fee, now you have the ability to change up your passcodes anytime you want.
He says a password manager shouldn't cost more than $25 to $40 a year. He adds that one that's in your phone may not work with your laptop or your tablet. So it's good to have a third-party password manager that works across all of your device hardware and software.
My theory, just stick with the same password and don't give it out to anybody.
Well, that theory might sound good. Siciliano says it makes it much easier for crooks to steal your info from multiple places.
It's important that everybody, all walks of ages, they engage in basic 101 security practices. That begins with password management. It evolves to two-factor authentication.
He says make passwords that are long, strong, and unique, and to change them often. They're all up here?
Yeah, they're up there and they're with her too. She knows.
She knows them all too. If you really don't want to deal with a password protector, try using an Excel file or Google Sheet and ultimately printing them out. Reporting in the newsroom, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
So a naked man stole a gun, then terrorized a neighborhood. Morrow police say the suspect stole the gun from a truck at Graceland Circle, then tried to carjack a homeowner at gunpoint on Oak Ridge Drive. The homeowner got away. The suspect entered another house nearby. SWAT team came in, surrounded the house, and got the guy out. Nobody got hurt.
A crime targeting pilots is becoming more and more of a problem, creating a danger for those in the air and on the ground. We're talking about laser pointing. Police recently arrested a 17-year-old Billy Rojas near Gwinnett Place Mall after they say he aimed a green laser at planes overhead. Pilots were blinded by that green flash. On Channel 2 Action News at 4, we told you the Federal Aviation Administration counted nearly 11,000 laser strikes on planes across the country last year alone, and it is a federal crime.
Even if you think it's a harmless prank, it's not. You're putting the life of people and the pilots and people even on the ground.
Police say Rojas also had a stolen Glock in his waistband, a machine gun, and THC vapes on him.
We're going to see rain later this week, but most of North Georgia will stay dry through the rest of the night. Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz now in Severe Weather Center 2.
A lot of cloud cover, not a lot of rain now, and we're in the 70s, 73 in Atlanta. On Storm Tracker 2 HD, I'm picking up a couple of isolated showers. Had some back into eastern Alabama during the 4 o'clock hour, now into parts of Georgia, including here in southwest Fulton County. Just a little shower there. It's along and just east of the Chattahoochee River. That's it as far as rainfall goes. Here's a live look outside at the world's busiest airport, mostly cloudy. We stay in the low 70s through 7 into the upper 60s by 9. And even late tonight at 11 o'clock, we're going to be in the mid 60s. We've got quite warm weather this week with highs in the 80s. We'll be partly cloudy tomorrow with slim rain chance, about 20% for another stray shower tomorrow. But some scattered showers and storms return later this week into the weekend. I have that updated 5-day forecast coming up at 6.
All right, Brad. Early voting is now underway again in Georgia's 14th district. There's a runoff election to fill former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. The candidates, Republican Clay Fuller and Democrat Sean Harris. The winner will fill the rest of the term, but will have to run again in just a few months in November for the full 2-year term. County leaders across Metro Atlanta are encouraging voters to register before the upcoming primary election. Just take a look. Here are the dates you need to know. So the deadline to register is April 20th. Early voting begins on April 27th. Election day for the general primary is May 19th.
Human trafficking is a real concern ahead of the FIFA World Cup.
Georgia's Secretary of State wants you to be aware of the signs and speak up if you see it. Signs like these are going to be put up in bathroom windows. It informs people about human trafficking and lets people know their shop is a safe space. Each host city was required by FIFA to submit a human trafficking action plan.
We want to send a clear message from our industry, not just to our state, but to the entire world, that there is no room for trafficking in Georgia.
It's great to see those businesses take part. Raffensperger, who is also running for governor, hopes these signs will get the message out to help others stop it.
A new health center at an elementary school will help keep children and students healthy. It's the first school-based health center at an elementary school in Clayton County. It's at Joseph Huey Elementary in Forest Park. A $1 million grant helped make that center a reality in partnership with Southside Medical Center. The clinic will offer sports, physicals, sick visits, behavioral therapy, and some pharmacy services. Flowery Branch City Council being asked to again consider an annexation and rezoning request for a 700-unit residential property. Atlanta-based High Point Development is looking to build the 700 units called The Ridge at Lot Creek. The next time this is up for discussion, April 2nd.
A live look now over Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Around 24 hours ago, the tarmac was full of passengers walking off a plane because of a bomb threat.
He's already threatened to kill the lady that's sitting next to him, and he's saying that he has a bomb on board.
So all the passengers on the Frontier flight from Ohio were safely escorted out of that plane. Their stuff was laid out and searched. The threat was deemed not credible. That's according to federal agents. A man who shot an Atlanta police officer more than 40 years ago could soon walk free. Channel 2's Wendy Corona live now in the newsroom with the story that's all new coming up on Channel 2 Action News at 6.
Well, George, that shooting happened in April 1987. A gunman shot the Atlanta police officer during a robbery. Officer J.J. Bielo survived the attack but died due to complications from that shooting in 2019. So we're finding out why the gunman may soon have the chance to become a free man. That's new at 6. Plus, criminals are using a new tactic to pull off an old crime. And this couple knows what it's like to fall victim, how they lost thousands of dollars while buying a home. It's the scam you need to know about, all new on Channel 2 Action News at 6. Karen?
All right, see you in just a bit, Wendy. Thank you. UGA Miracle just raised more than $1.4 million for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. It was during their 31st annual dance marathon held Saturday. More than 2,000 people gathered at Stegman Coliseum for the fundraiser. The event marked a 13.5-hour marathon of dancing, fundraising, and celebration.
Construction is underway for more than 100 homes here in Snellville, and the next door neighbor isn't trying to fight them. It's a church that's helping to build them. Coming up, how the church says they want to continue to help the community.
DeKalb County schools taking on a number of social media outlets in court. We asked what parents can do to protect children next.
Some stories are bigger.
Channel 2 Action News live with this breaking situation.
They unfold in real time, change as you watch.
We know this community well. We have multiple reporters.
When stories break, when it matters most. Channel 2 Action News, every day at 4, 5, and 6.
There's a lot of love in this house and a lot of noise. But the dream, that part's mine. I've always wanted to be a nurse. Not just because I care, but because I know what it feels like to need someone steady, someone who shows up. I'm doing this for them, but I'm also doing it for me.
South College offers over 100 programs and concentrations. To find out more about our Atlanta and Marietta campuses, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
The best invitations are the ones that feel personal, that satisfy your desires, anticipate your needs, that make you feel welcome. The same feelings every Lexus is designed to elicit. For a limited time, get offers on select vehicles at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on select Lexus RX models.
When your termite bond renewal comes in the mail, do you cringe wondering, how much more are they going to charge me now? Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your termite rate is locked in for 10 years. And if your current service doesn't inspect inside your home, better get Breda. They inspect inside and out. Breda guarantees your protection and will lock in your termite rate for 10 whole years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Biological men don't belong in women's sports. It's dangerous and unfair. A female boxer stopped a match to save her life. A female volleyball player suffered permanent brain damage from a spiked ball to her face. Men routinely rob women of trophies. Brad Raffensperger believes our daughters deserve safety and fairness. As governor, Brad will protect women's privacy and stop men from competing in women's sports. Brad Raffensperger for governor.
Turn your porch or patio into the best room of the house. Save 30% right now with patio enclosures. Make every season your favorite season. Call 866-496-4449 today. Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Hello, Georgia. I am thrilled to give my complete and total endorsement to my good friend and your next governor, Burt Jones. He will be a great, great governor. So go out and vote for Burt Jones. He will never, ever let you down.
New developments in a lawsuit filed against social media companies. The DeKalb County school suit is moving forward. Channel 2's Lori Wilson spoke with online security safety advocate about the district's decision to sue.
I'm just so grateful that DeKalb County again is taking action.
Chief Parent Officer at Bark Technologies and author of Parental Control, Tanya Jordan, is encouraged by the work being done to hold social media companies accountable.
These devices were engineered to hook us. I'm 45 and I'm addicted to this.
DeKalb County Schools is one of 1,000 districts suing the social media platforms. DeKalb wants $4 million in damages, claiming they've had to add more counselors, buy cell phone lockers, and have lost hours in instructional time, all because students were distracted by social media platforms.
We have a long way to go, but it starts with first calling it out.
Jordan's 17-year-old son is a student in DeKalb County and says she's proud the district has joined the fight against these big tech companies. She also created a Facebook group, Parenting in a Tech World, and says her 600,000 subscribers are always looking for ways to keep their kids safe online. She recommends no connected tech behind closed doors and make sure you control what you can.
And just type in your internet service provider plus 2 words, parental controls, and just see what they offer you for free. We got to talk about it, and then we have to fight it. And there's no one better to fight it than parents.
Lori Wilson, Channel 2, Action News.
Now, we reached out to DeKalb County Schools for a comment, but they were not able to comment on this pending litigation. We have more details for you now on recent rulings against online companies, Meta and YouTube. In California on Wednesday, a jury found both companies liable for harms to children using their services. In New Mexico, a jury determined Meta knowingly harmed children's mental health.
A police officer paralyzed after being shot in the line of duty.
Very sad for law enforcement.
6 years after his death, the criminal who shot him point blank has a chance to leave his jail cell and start a new life. New at 6, we're asking how. Plus,
buying a home is the biggest purchase most of us ever make. I'm Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray with how scammers are targeting closing day and your down payment.
It may be shocking, but it's true.
The insurance company doesn't really care about you.
But at the Dozier Law Firm, we do.
We're here to help.
Burt Jones is losing, so now he's lying about Rick Jackson. But a few months ago, here's what Burt had to say.
My good friend Rick Jackson knows firsthand what it's like to grow up in the foster care system. And that's what makes his commitment to helping others so powerful. We're incredibly grateful for his leadership and his friendship and his knowledge. Thank you again, Rick, for all that you do for Georgia.
When you see Burt's new attack ads, remember, he doesn't believe them either.
Ride shares are incredibly convenient,
but you never know who you're riding with
or their driving history.
If you get hurt using one of those services,
call us here at the Dozier Law Firm.
We're here to help.
An Atlanta police officer shot during a robbery. He survived, but was paralyzed.
He never once picked up a grandchild.
That every day of JJ's life, he was in pain and he had a shortened life.
Now, 40 years later, the officer has passed away.
It's pain that you live with every day.
And the man who shot him has a chance to walk free.
Live, local, late-breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at 6 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening. I'm Wendy Corona in for Linda Stouffer.
So glad you're here on this Monday. I'm George Estevez. Let's begin with the Channel 2 Action News exclusive for you. The family of an officer shot in 1987 is speaking out against the possible parole of the man convicted in the case. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie live now at APD headquarters. And Mark, the officer's widow, got a letter from the parole board about this.
Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says, though J.J. Bielo died more than 3 decades after he was shot, he gave his life in the line of duty, earning a pennant on the APD flag and his badge on the memorial wall. And that's why he says he opposes parole for David Timothy Moore.
Even though it's been almost 39 years, it's pain that you live with every day.
I'm not sure that I still sleep good nights through.
I get emotional anytime I think about it.
Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says former Atlanta Police Detective J.J. Bielo died in 2019 as a result of wounds he sustained 32 years earlier in 1987. When he was shot while interrupting an armed robbery at a restaurant where he was working an extra job, eventually leaving him a quadriplegic.
The medical examiner ruled that were it not for the injuries that Detective Boello received in 1987, that he would not have passed in 2019.
Now the chief says he joins Bielo's friends and family in opposing parole for David Timothy Moore, sentenced to life plus for armed robbery, aggravated assault, and more. His widow, Barbara Bielo.
I'm very much against it because I think he's a danger.
Son Ross Bielo.
100% opposed to it.
Vehemently opposed.
Retired DEA agent Larry Sproat says he and J.J. Bielo were partners at APD in the 70s and remained like brothers. A state board of pardons and paroles letter about David Timothy Moore to Barbara Bielo, provided to us by APD, says The offender has been recommended for the Georgia Department of Corrections work release program. It adds, should the offender successfully complete work release, the offender will be released to community supervision. This from a 1997 story.
Please have faith in God. Have faith in yourself, your family.
Ross Biello says the year after he and his brother posed for pictures at the beach, he was 8 when the family's life changed forever. But his dad continued a remarkable life in his wheelchair, including 4 terms on the Cherokee County Commission, part of that time as chair.
Don't ever underestimate. He would have done far more if he was able to. So he was accomplished for the situation that he was in.
My husband was a very strong person.
A parole board statement says, in part, the offender received a tentative grant on February 26. It adds the board sent correspondence to the district attorney and the offender opening a 90-day period to receive information. It says following the 90-day period, the board will make a final decision regarding possible parole. It says he became parole eligible in his life sentence May 1, 1994. He has been considered multiple times and denied parole, including being denied 5 times since 2018.
I later found out that he had killed an inmate while incarcerated.
Court document indicates Moore was 17 when convicted in 1987, but in 1989, Moore was involved in an inmate disturbance in which Moore alleges 20 inmates attacked 3 inmates. He stabbed an attacker and pled guilty to manslaughter. A letter to the parole board from Chief Shearbaum talks about the Biello case. Granting parole under these circumstances would, in my view, it says, send the wrong message regarding the value we place on the lives of those who serve and protect. A court document suggests Moore's maintained juvenile offenders sentenced to life with the possibility of parole deserve a chance to show they have matured. David Wolf says he represented Moore when he was tried for the Biello shooting, and in 1987, parole eligibility for a life sentence came after 7 years served. Wolf says he's had no contact with him in recent years, but depending on his record in prison, he says he's earned the right to parole. Reporting live at APD headquarters, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
And we will all be watching as this process plays out, thinking about that family. Mark, thank you. Let's get more details on shootings involving police officers here in our state. In 25, 4 Georgia law enforcement officers were killed in the line of duty. That's according to numbers from the Officer Down Memorial page and investigators. This marked a slight decrease from 24, where 6 officers were reported killed. A significant portion of these incidents occurred in Metro Atlanta.
Police say a fake FBI agent pulled a woman over as she drove in East Cobb. We first reported about this scary encounter on Channel 2 Action News at 5. And now we're learning how police tracked that suspect down. Channel 2's Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell live at police headquarters in Cobb County. And Michelle, social media played a big role in cracking this case.
Wendy, at 5 o'clock, we were in the area where this happened. And right now we're here at Cobb PD headquarters because this is where I actually interviewed the victim. She gave me this picture of the vehicle the suspect was in. She and her husband posted it to social media. This post helped investigators here at Cobb PD headquarters crack this case. Alondra Torres says she was shocked when this black SUV pulled her over in East Cobb.
The lights was coming from inside his windshield, so I just assumed it was an undercover cop.
He was driving an unmarked black Tahoe, which is a very common vehicle for law enforcement to use.
He was asking why I was in a rush and that he asked for my ID.
Torres says Timothy Hayes was wearing a suit but couldn't prove who he said he was.
He pulled out his Georgia license and just flashed it and then put it away. And after I asked for the other identification, he said he switches and he says he's an FBI agent.
Torres says Hayes even pretended to run her tag after she refused to give him her ID.
He's already reading my tag number. Now he's like walking back here. He's acting like he's on the phone.
She says Hayes let her go and sped off after she called her husband. Their social media post about it tipped police off.
With technology that we have nowadays, they were able to verify that vehicle was in the area around the same time that this incident happened.
I'm just very confused what his intentions were.
The best thing you can do is to call 911 and tell them what's going on and have an officer get out there as quickly as possible.
Hayes turned himself in on 2 felony charges without bond. There isn't an attorney listed on his case, but police say he does own a luxury car service in Cherokee County. In fact, they say the tag on that vehicle he was in had a light limousine license plate, and they say that is another red flag that something was wrong. Live from Cobb County, Michelle Newell, Channel 2 Action News.
Very frightening situation, and just reminds us all we have to be so aware all the time. Michelle, thank you.
So good news to report here. The TSA gridlock is easing at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International right now. We checked in the last 12 minutes and wait times, well, at every checkpoint, 15 minutes or less. The Transportation Security Administration said Monday that most of its officers received much of their back pay today for working during the shutdown. The president ordered the Department of Homeland Security to pay them. We spoke with passengers on their experiences at Atlanta's airport.
No problems whatsoever. I know some people were leaving at like 5 this morning. The lines were a little longer, Monday morning compute.
The Department of Homeland Security says most workers will receive at least 2 full paychecks for the past 2 pay periods.
Lawmakers have not agreed on a state budget, and there are just a few days left before time runs out. Channel 2's Richard Elliott is live at the state capitol, where there may be some movement there. Richard.
Yeah, approving a budget is really the only thing the General Assembly is constitutionally required to do, but it is also often the hardest thing to do. House and Senate have not been getting along at all during this session, but there are signs of movement with the budget and several other bills. We are at the end of what has been a tension-filled legislative session. House and Senate members battling it out over a number of issues. Most importantly, the $38 billion budget. Both chambers have been at an impasse, but maybe for not too much longer. Governor Brian Kemp was in Savannah with South Carolina's governor. He says the process is normal, but added it does appear both sides are talking again.
You normally don't pass the budget till the last day of session. That'll be this Thursday. There's 2 more legislative days. I know the House and Senate were working on that all weekend. We'll be engaged when they get ready for us.
The powerful Senate Rules Committee Monday passed out nearly 100 bills for the final 2 days, including one that would reduce the income tax rate, require weapons detection systems in public schools, one that would ban foreign nationals from contributing to political campaigns, and one very close to House Speaker John Burns.
I've said it's the number 1 priority of the House. I tell you, I would say it's my number 1 priority, and that's literacy.
The Speaker's much-debated bill to increase literacy in Georgia can now get a vote in the Senate. Burns remains confident it will get that vote before sine die Thursday because he says it's too important not to.
So we know that only 1 out of 3 of our students read on a proficient level by the time they leave the 3rd grade. I don't think, and I know you don't either, that's where we should be. And I think we can all agree we can do better.
But there has been disagreement over how to do it and how to pay for it. But again, as we get closer to sine die, it does appear finally that things are moving again. We're live at the state capitol. Richard Elliott, Channel 2 Action News.
Happening now, DeKalb County schools are discussing a consolidation plan. We first gave you a heads up about tonight's session during Channel 2 Action News this morning when we came on at 4:30 a.m. DeKalb County school leaders say they are making the changes because of declining student enrollment. The district is considering closing or repurposing 22 schools. The majority are elementary schools. 6 other schools could be converted. There's an online survey about the closures that stays open another 2 weeks. You still have time, and then they will take all that input before releasing another round. A final vote happens sometime this fall. If anything comes out of tonight's session, we will let you know at 11 on WSB Tonight.
New at 6, a dangerous man is now off the streets for years. The 31-year-old Trayon Turk of Austell is a convicted felon multiple times. He's been sentenced to over 7 years in federal prison. The sentencing comes following his convictions for possessing a gun, possession of methamphetamine with the intent to distribute. He was arrested in April of 2020 after a high-speed chase with Cobb County police.
Check out a couple of very isolated showers, one right along the Chattahoochee, Douglas, and Fulton County lines. I'll show you what a cold front brings more widespread wet weather. Time that up coming up.
Imagine finding bats inside your home. It happened to some UGA college students.
If we were actually bitten or not, we still had to go through with the rabies treatment.
Why the students remain concerned even though pest control has removed the bats.
And police say a drunk driver killed a man crossing the street. What witnesses saw
is next.
Tonight, more U.S. troops arrive in the Middle East. More than 50,000 now there. Will there be American troops on the ground inside Iran? President Trump's new threats, plus TSA officers finally getting paid. For how long? More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the #1 newscast in America.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Why choose between getting things done and doing things with the ones you love? With Kroger same-day pickup and delivery, you can shop the same great prices you'd find in store, and we bring the groceries right to you, so you can catch more family time. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
New Nissan? Hi, Craig. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings. We pay all cash. We close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
No two people are alike. You can say that again. How are you? And that's what makes Aetna so great. When Medicare benefits change, or when you change, Aetna's always there to help me get the most out of my benefits. Giving me more time for this. It's nice to know they take my whole health to heart.
Hey, Grandma.
Did you hear? It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, and 60-month interest-free financing is back. That's big. Big style, big value, big savings, and interest-free financing. Shop living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms on sale. See it, love it, bring it home with 60-month interest-free financing. It's time. The Rooms to Go anniversary sale is going on now.
No. I'm in my own head. What the heck are you talking about? I think I got away with something that I shouldn't have. See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid... Finish that bucket on your own. Practice makes perfect.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get a Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe with 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Or lease a Tucson for $239 a month. Hurry in.
If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
You can save big in every aisle at Kroger. Right now, Hickory Smoked Honey Glazed Ham is only $1.95 a pound with your card. And you can enjoy free delivery on orders of $50 or more. Place your order today. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
A grieving family is preparing to bury their loved one. Police say he was hit and killed by a drunk driver. Channel 2's Michael Seiden live now in Northwest Atlanta for us. And Michael, that's where the suspect's in jail.
And George, right now, that suspect remains here at the Fulton County Jail. He's facing serious charges. In fact, the judge set his bond at $50,000. In the meantime, we're hearing from witnesses who describe the terrifying moments after this deadly crash.
Was still in shock that the situation had just happened.
That shock still lingering 48 hours after police say a man was hit and killed while crossing Campbellton Road in Northwest Atlanta. Investigators say the victim, 65-year-old Michael Solomon, had already made it across multiple lanes of traffic when he was struck by a 2026 Porsche Macan similar to this photo.
The guy had busted a U-turn right in the middle of the street and ended up knocking the guy out of his slippers all the way to the curb.
Police identified the driver as 44-year-old Joshua Johnson. According to newly filed warrants, an officer said Johnson's eyes were glassy and that he detected a faint odor of alcohol. And warrants also state Johnson had trouble following directions and showed signs consistent with possible impairment. Solomon died at the scene from his injuries.
I hear somebody coming running down the street saying, "Oh my God, somebody just got hit.
Witnesses say the scene quickly turned chaotic as first responders rushed in to try and save him.
They tried to, resuscitate him, get him back together, and they couldn't. They did the best they could.
And again, we've been trying to reach the family all day of that victim. So far, we haven't had any success yet. Now, as far as the suspect, again, he remains in jail, but he does not have an attorney yet listed for him. As soon as we get the name of an attorney for him, we will certainly reach out. We are live in Northwest Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Georgia's Attorney General is warning businesses to pass along gas tax savings or face an investigation. Governor Brian Kemp signed the 60-day suspension into law March 20th, removing the state tax on fuel. Officials say prices should start dropping as new shipments of fuel arrive, but any station caught overcharging could be investigated and prosecuted. And while gas prices nationally are rising, they are holding steady for drivers here in Georgia. The average price per gallon for regular unleaded is $3.58, same price as Sunday. Just a week ago, we were paying around $3.66 a gallon, and 1 month ago, we were paying much less, $2.78 a gallon. We do have a county-by-county look at what drivers are paying for you. If you live or work in Heard County, you're paying around $3.45 a gallon. The average price in Habersham County is $3.53. Drivers in Cherokee County are paying around $3.62, and in Clayton County, the average price for regular unleaded a couple cents more at $3.64.
A nearly 143-year-old church is turning empty buildings into new homes and services for adults with special needs. The development is slated to go in right off Main Street there in Snellville. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson is there live for us now at 6. And Matt, the pastor says buildings were empty even before construction started.
And we hear a lot about neighbors opposing new homes, but right here at this live look at the construction site, you can see that the homes are well underway and the next door neighbor is actually helping to get them built. And even beyond homes here on this land, more services for underserved people.
This is a place where everybody is proud to be someone.
Construction crews are reshaping nearly 9 acres behind Snellville Community Church off Highway 78. The 143-year-old congregation sold the land in December, where empty buildings once sat. Senior Pastor Quincy Brown saw a chance to put housing and special needs services side by side.
Providing houses for individuals is something that we think fits nicely and the city needs.
Parkland Communities is building 140 townhomes on the site as housing demand along Highway 78 keeps growing.
There is a housing issue all over Georgia.
Part of the land will make way for the nonprofit A Place for Bethany. They serve adults with special needs who've aged out of state programs. Special Needs and Treats, a Lawrenceville bakery that hires adults with special needs, will also move in.
Providing spaces for individuals with special needs, often who are people that don't have places to go.
Pastor Brown says the $3.4 million from the sale goes right back to the church. He says the project matched what the church has always tried to do for the community.
Life is hard. We don't want people to do it alone, and we want people to know that there's a place for them here.
And if everything goes on schedule here, the hope is to have construction completed by next year. Live in Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
New at 6 o'clock, a woman who killed her boyfriend is going to have to wait more than a month to find out her punishment. A Gainesville jury convicted Suzanne Miracle on 4 of her 7 charges, including felony murder and tampering with evidence. She killed her boyfriend, James Barron, last March. Police arrested her days later. Miracle's sentencing is now scheduled for May 11th.
You're looking at the spot where several teenagers crashed following their prom. Why people who live near the accident scene say they're not surprised this happened. Plus,
Metro Atlanta hotels tell us that the FIFA organization is scaling back on hundreds of hotel rooms. I'll explain how this could impact the industry, costing multiple millions of dollars.
And both Falcons head coach Kevin Stefanski and new quarterback Tua Tagovailoa were fired from the jobs they had a season ago. How the two have quickly bonded and what they want to prove this upcoming season. Next.
It was a fixed game. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones voted to legalize the $6 billion coin-operated gambling machine industry in Georgia. Jones required half of the revenue be given to owners of the properties where the machines are located. So who owns those properties? Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
If you're so over those filthy, crunchy carpets, but you've been holding out for a fantastic offer, your wait is over. This week only, call the experts at ZeroRez and get insanely clean carpets at these unbeatable savings. Using patented water, ZeroRez cleans what vacuums can't reach without flooding your padding. It's safe, non-toxic, and leaves zero residue. But these ZeroRez savings are good this week only. Schedule today at ZeroRezAtlanta.com.
Hi, this is Clint with Padley, and we buy houses. We're the call to make to sell your house as is for a local fair cash offer. We buy homes in any price range and can close on your timeline. Inherited houses, foreclosures, bad renter, or vacant houses. When you sell to us, you don't have to make any repairs or clean up. And best of all, no closing costs. We're helping people all over the Atlanta area sell their house as is. Call us today for your local fair cash offer. Call 770-404-SOLD. That's 770-404-SOLD.
It's rough when you must face an 18-wheeler wreck. The insurance company's delays claims, twist facts, plays games. Nonsense. It's go time, team. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. My experienced team and I are unstoppable when it comes to winning what you rightfully deserve. We don't wait for things to happen. We make them happen.
Faster.
One call, that's all.
Call10.com.
Rick Jackson lied to you. Here's proof.
I never made 1 penny off of Planned Parenthood.
Breitbart investigated and found Jackson did profit off Planned Parenthood.
And I sure as hell never supported transgendering our kids.
News sources found Jackson's company not only assisted gender transitioning for prison inmates, but also underage children. And this is an actual ad by Jackson's company seeking doctors to help with surgeries for transgenders. Jackson's a fraud.
When you put your care into the hands of medical experts, mistakes can be made. When they do happen, it can cause someone to lose their life or have a lifetime of suffering. Call us here at the Dozier Law Firm. We're more than happy to help.
Days like these, I wish would never end. Days like these are gone before they begin. The perfect company. There's nowhere I'd rather be on a day like this.
Celebrate Atlanta for 404 Day Weekend, April 1st through the 4th. From the 5K and the parade to a block party and more. Join this family-friendly community celebration. Family to Family and Delta Community Credit Union. Community coverage you can count on.
Sports on Channel 2 is sponsored by Estes Heat, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical. Get a free estimate on your new HVAC system from Estes Services. It's that easy. It's Estes.
You know, just 3 more home games for the Hawks this regular season, and all 3 of their opponents are currently in the top 4 of the Eastern Conference standings. It starts tonight with the Boston Celtics in town. You know, the Hawks have won 16 of the last 19 games they have played. They've really come together over the stretch, especially the bond built between Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Honestly, it's been fun. It's been fun. Him and I talk all the time. And it's been cool to like have someone who's in your corner telling you to go get it, telling you to be aggressive and stuff like that. So having a partner in crime with him, I'm learning a lot. We're growing together. It's fun.
All right, to the Braves now. After taking the opening series of the season against Kansas City, they open up now a 4-game set against the Athletics. It starts tonight. Braves catcher Drake Baldwin, the reigning National League Rookie of the Year. He's off to a very hot start, folks. He has 2 home runs in the Braves' first 3 games.
I think we have a really good team. Kind of the atmosphere around here, the vibe in the locker room, everyone's getting along. Like it's been a lot of fun to play baseball these first couple days. So keep that rolling and we'll be in a good spot.
That they should. All right, out at the NFL owners meetings this afternoon, we heard from new Falcons head coach Kevin Stefanski, who said he, along with new free agent quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, have something to prove this year.
There's something to be said when you're fired, and I can attest to that. You want to prove people wrong. You have a chip on your shoulder. You know, where I'm coming into this, where Tua's coming into this is not exactly how you thought it would go. But guess what? That's the reality. If I think you look back at his career, he's responded.
NASCAR's most popular driver for the last 8 years running, Dawsonville's Chase Elliott, won his first Cup race this young season yesterday in Martinsville. The guys are off this weekend for the Easter holiday and return to the track in 2 weeks in Bristol.
Some UGA students are frightened and alarmed after bats infest their off-campus apartment. The painful series of rabies shots they now have to take.
Tracking a few isolated showers now and timing out more widespread rain coming up.
This couple has a warning for anyone thinking of buying a home. Be careful.
Everything was looked 100% legitimate.
But it wasn't. Next, how thieves posed as a realtor to steal their down payment.
I remember just sitting there, wondering what was happening inside the person that I loved the most, wishing someone could see it.
At South College, you can study radiography, learning to see what others can't, to be the first step in someone's healing.
Because sometimes answers can't wait, and I want to be the one who helps find them.
South College offers over 100 programs and concentrations. To find out more about our Atlanta and Marietta campuses, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
Oh, it looks like Smiley wants us to new year, new furnace. I've never heard that expression, Smiley. Oh, fix the one you have, like a New Year's resolution. Count thousands of dollars instead of calories. Hey, that's why people love R.S. Andrews. Small repairs plus regular tune-ups equal a nearly new furnace that can last years longer. And just another reason to smile with R.S. Andrews.
It was a fixed game. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones voted to legalize the $6 billion coin-operated gambling machine industry in Georgia. Jones required half of the revenue be given to owners of the properties where the machines are located. So who owns those properties? Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
I'm Sharonda, and I'm a project manager at the Customer Care Center. What I love about my job is that no day is the same, but each day we're providing an exceptional experience to our customers. This is Sharonda. How may I help? We really want our customers to feel valued and heard. Affordability is one of the biggest concerns that we hear, and that's why Georgia Power froze base rates last year. Our base rate is something customers can depend on, and I love sharing that news.
New Nissan? Correct. Hey. You got to put through its paces.
You can take it. Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get $5,000 customer cash on Pathfinder, or get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Weather presented by Montlick, protecting Georgia families since 1984.
A lot of clouds, not a lot of rain, but there are a few stray showers out there. Channel 2 Action News at 4 is tracking a little bit of rain in parts of eastern Alabama. Much of that has moved into Georgia, what little bit there is. So we'll come a little bit closer, put this into motion to see a few sprinkles now in Carroll County, just northeast of Carrollton, lifting towards the northeast. And one little shower, but tracking right along the Chattahoochee River, the Douglas-Fulton County line. You can see that shower just about drying up. And you see here 2 lines of little dots there. That's some of the air traffic from the world's busiest airport. Those are some of the airplanes being picked up by radar. Here's a live look outside. We've got a mostly cloudy sky and 73 degrees with a south wind. Pollen count for the last week, 7 consecutive days in the extreme range. Today it has dropped a little bit, still in the high range. Still, if you're sensitive to the tree pollens, which so many of us are, it's tough, and it likely will stay pretty significant high and extreme range through the first week of April. After the first week of April, though, things really start to settle down. As far as morning lows, tomorrow morning, we're going to be 10, 11 degrees above our average low. We'll bottom out in the mid to upper 50s, 59 in Atlanta. Also running well above the average high, which, by the way, today the average high is 70 degrees for the first time in the spring. So we're kind of turning a corner, at least psychologically there. We'll get to 82 tomorrow in Atlanta, even 85 up towards Rome. So temperatures running much above average. But we also have a high pressure that's been dominating the weather, sliding east, moving out into the Atlantic. And that's important because what that means is its influence on us, dry conditions, well, that influence is weakening and a southerly wind. So it's going to increase the humidity, a little more in the way of cloud cover. And for the first time in a while, some isolated showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, and off and on through this week and into the weekend. Tomorrow, there'll be a few out there. This is 4 p.m. as we get to those highs in the low 80s. Overall coverage very limited. So I'm going to give us an overall rain chance of 20% for any one particular spot, but I do expect a few isolated showers out there. On Thursday, a partly cloudy sky will be warm but mainly dry. Friday, some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. Saturday, warm and can't rule out a few isolated showers, but mainly dry as well. And then our better chance of more widespread wet weather comes in on Sunday as a cold front comes through, knocks our temperatures down just a little bit. As far as rainfall amounts, the off and on rain that we get through the rest of the week, overall totals generally less than a half an inch, many areas less than a quarter, but you see a few spots in blue, especially South Metro and down in the middle Georgia could have a little more than a half an inch of rain. Look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, the 5 days after the 5 day forecast, generally running near or a little bit above average as far as precipitation goes. We've been so dry, developing drought conditions. So this isn't enough to end that, but it's a step in the right direction. 5 day forecast of the weekend, always a view. Temperatures staying well above average into the 80s for the next several days. Those isolated showers and a few storms your Tuesday and Wednesday, mainly dry Thursday. And our best bet for more widespread wet weather, even a few rumbles of thunder, that comes in on Sunday.
Thank you, Brad. Buying a house is the biggest purchase most people will ever make. And now thieves are trying to trick home buyers into sending their down payments to them.
Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray has been covering this problem since 2021. And Justin, the crooks have updated the scheme since then.
Yeah, Wendy, when I first started covering this problem, crooks were targeting closing attorneys. Now, as those law firms have tightened their security, the criminals are trying to get to you before the closing attorney does. Once that money has been wired to thieves, you're left with little recourse to get it back.
I received an email from who I thought was my realtor.
That email telling the Adaires it was time to wire closing funds for their soon-to-be new home. The real estate agent was looking forward to a smooth closing. A follow-up email provided the total amount due, nearly $9,000, and the wire instructions.
Everything was looked 100% legitimate.
But by the time the Adaires realized a scammer was spoofing their real estate agent's email, the money was gone, likely for good.
I think I probably didn't even really want to get out of bed for like a week. And that's not like me. And I just kind of was in a daze and very depressed.
It's a form of wire fraud that Channel 2 Action News Investigates has been reporting on for 5 years now.
We had wired $250,000.
In 2021, crooks posed as Denise Hendel's closing attorney.
It was kind of an overwhelming, kind of sickening feeling.
Since then, most closing attorneys are now using secure portals, not email, and have extra protections and warnings in place for this kind of fraud. But by posing as their real estate agent, the criminals got to the Adaires before the closing attorney did.
The money was gone. It was too late.
The Adaires were still able to close on their Bartow County home, but want to warn others about what happened to them.
I had to go into my retirement, which I didn't want to have to do. To fix all of this.
20 years ago, when we bought our first house, that would have done us in. We would not have made it past that.
And Bill Adair tells me he wishes he'd followed his gut here. He was uncomfortable from the beginning with the email instructions, so he even called to confirm everything, but he actually ended up calling the scammer. Now, never, ever wire money without directly reaching out yourself, confirming that. Also, they're going to be using secure portals these days. If they're trying to do this by email, beware.
And they got the house, so good for them, but this could happen to anyone. You have to be so careful.
Yeah, and they hadn't bought a house since 2017, so they weren't familiar with this new process, and that's how they got stuck here.
Or familiar with this latest scam.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, thank you for that. Wow. Well, 3 teenagers, they are now recovering today after someone shot them at a birthday party. The quinceañera was at this Chamblee event space on Beaufort Highway. Officers were driving by just after midnight. This was early Saturday when they heard at least 10 shots. A 14-year-old girl was shot 4 times, along with another 14-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. Police arrested this man, 20-year-old Israel Rojas.
Hotels reserved for the FIFA World Cup are now open. What newly canceled blocks mean for people looking to experience the historic event in person.
85 has collapsed here. What? A portion of the interstate has fallen in because of these flames. This is going to be a massive problem for a long time to come.
Oh, it's an event that brought Atlanta to a standstill. You remember tonight, a new perspective on the I-85 bridge collapse.
And state leaders are running out of time to get legislation passed before the end of the 2026 session. We're looking at 3 major bills up for debate and how they could impact your family next.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Channel 2 Action News is brought to you in part by Atlanta Toyota, your #1 dealer.
Get ready to roll in a new Toyota from Atlanta Toyota. Pleasant Hill Road, Duluth.
This week, the chaos at America's airports with a new plan to pay TSA officers for now. When will airport lines get moving again? Plus, the war in Iran, what the Trump administration is saying about possible troops on the ground. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the #1 newscast in America.
Selling a home the traditional way, it's very stressful. So we came up with the guaranteed offer. You go to our website, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. It's really that simple. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
This Kia Turbo Hybrid is built for all the things you've yet to do. Like taking a long drive just to throw a monster tailgate party at an away game.
Risk it, anyone?
Do what's yet to be done. The Kia Carnival Turbo Hybrid.
Get 1.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2026 Carnival.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
During the Rooms to Go patio anniversary sale, you've got it made in the shade. The free umbrella offer is back. Shop beautiful sectionals, seating sets, and outdoor dining on sale and get a free umbrella. That's right, from the pool to the patio. Buy an outdoor set and the umbrella is free with 60-month interest-free financing to make buying even easier. Get outside, shop this incredible selection, and get a free umbrella today during the Rooms to Go patio anniversary sale going on now.
At Breda, we made the decision to invest in infrared cameras. The infrared gives us a unique advantage because we can pinpoint that termite damage. We then use our microwave technology, which allows us to localize our treatment so we can get rid of those termites quicker before that damage becomes extensive. And that saves you a lot of money as a homeowner.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
I'm Sean Harris, and I approve this message.
Clay Fuller claims he's going to protect us.
I'm always going to be fighting for our community because that's been my entire career, fighting in our courtrooms and taking the most violent criminals off the streets and putting them in jail.
Really, Clay? Because when Clay Fuller was a prosecutor, he couldn't find the time to be ready to bring a rapist to trial. And guess what happened next? The rapist walked free and struck again, breaking another woman's face in 4 places. We can't afford to elect Clay Fuller to Congress. Vote no to Clay Fuller.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. We pay all cash. We close in as little as 21 days. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house. There's no showings. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
State lawmakers are now racing towards sine die with major items left to consider. They have until next Thursday at midnight to get some bills passed. The House and Senate will battle over the budget, tax reforms, and childhood literacy in the last days of this session. Joining us live now to talk about it, political analyst Bill Crane.
Bill, there's still a lot of work to get done in the next few days. What can we expect?
Horse trading.
The House leadership wants to fund a major expansion of literacy programs in Georgia with early grade education reading levels well below 3rd and 5th grade reading across the state. Conversely, they also want to add some dollars for special needs funding program in the way of a record number of vouchers. The state Senate is very interested still in state elections reforms, returning to paper hand-marked ballots and substantially reducing the number of absentee ballots and the way absentee ballots can be cast. And they're arguing over that and other things. The budget itself is the only thing they have to do, and right now it's not settled, as well as dozens of other bills that are up in the air, some of which have been carried forward from the last legislative session, but all of which have to pass both chambers to get on to the governor by midnight Thursday night.
And we see it, we cover it every year, not only like you said this year, but last year too, and then all of a sudden, Thursday at midnight, it is a done deal. Bill Crane, as always, thank you.
A community is expressing concern about the road where teenagers crashed following prom. The issue with the spot where a driver left the road.
A bat infestation where UGA students live. The issue is resolved tonight, but some students say they're still nervous anyway. Hear from them next.
What's your case worth? Injury.com by Morgan & Morgan.
K&G is your Easter headquarters for the entire family. It's back. Select men's designer suits now buy one, get two free. Select men's designer dress shirts buy one, get one 50% off. Dresses starting at $24.99. And men's and women's shoes starting at $29.99. Live your best dressed life with K&G.
Biological men don't belong in women's sports. It's dangerous and unfair. A female boxer stopped a match to save her life. A female volleyball player suffered permanent brain damage from a spiked ball to her face. Men routinely rob women of trophies. Brad Raffensperger believes our daughters deserve safety and fairness. As governor, Brad will protect women's privacy and stop men from competing in women's sports. Brad Raffensperger for governor.
It's time. Let's celebrate a store like no other with a sale like no other. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale. Room after room, style after style, it's all here on sale. Save on more new pieces, more complete room packages, more ways to style your home beautifully. That's kind of our thing. If you want amazing furniture at an incredible price, there's only one place to go. It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale.
How did you do this? I'll show you.
The whole park now runs off Xfinity. The network can self-heal too. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow. Something even smarter than Alan?
I don't think so. Yeah, he's pretty smart. Yeah.
A whole new species of Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years.
New Nissan?
Not correct.
Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it. Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
Cash Flow Players won big yesterday, and you can win $180 million tonight with Powerball. Watch tonight's drawing starting at 11, only on Channel 2.
K&G is your Easter headquarters for the entire family. It's back. Select men's designer suits now buy one, get two free. Select men's designer dress shirts buy one, get one 50% off. Dresses starting at $24.99. And men's and women's shoes starting at $29.99. Live your best dressed life with K&G.
Some UGA students are now getting rabies vaccine shots after being exposed to bats in their off-campus apartments. The students gave us video and pictures of the bats, which can carry rabies, of course, coronavirus, and other potentially deadly viruses. Channel 2's Tom Regan spoke to the students who say they're living in fear now, being bitten.
Bats are so common in this area of Athens, they actually have set up bat roosts or bat houses for the bats to stay in. But instead of remaining in the bat house, a few have migrated to this apartment building, frightening some UGA students.
I slowly came to the realization that it was a bat, kind of just clinging on to the bottom of my comforter.
For Amanda Nolan and her roommates, spending time in their apartment is something they've come to dread. They've been living with a bat infestation. The first creature discovered in January, and then 2 more in just the last week.
And it was on the ground, right, like less than a foot from me.
because I think it crept out from under the fridge while I was making my breakfast. It was very jarring, and after getting closer footage of it, we saw its paws and confirmed that it was a bat.
Then a little bit later, I heard like the sound of flapping wings, and that's when I really freaked out.
Sunday night, the girls decided to stay in a hotel after hearing what they thought was another bat. The bats spotted earlier have been removed, but the students say the creatures were not tested for rabies. As a result, the Georgia Department of Public Health told them to get a series of painful rabies vaccine shots just in case they were infected by exposure to the bats.
Been really difficult. It's been a huge disruption.
Kate had to get additional antibody shots in her hand, which may have been bitten by a bat while she was asleep.
I had it injected 4 different ways into it, and it is the most painful thing that I honestly have gone through.
The students want management at their apartment complex to reimburse them for motel costs for the several nights they booked a room out of concern over bat exposure. They're looking forward to the end of school.
Maintenance should almost know that and have to alert more people that they are removing bats because of how dangerous they are.
I reached out to management here at the Mark apartment complex for a comment on the bat problem, and I'm still waiting for a response. In Clark County, Athens, Tom Regan, Channel 2 Action News.
Let's get to some breaking news here at 6. News Chopper 2, take a look, is over a police investigation. This is what we know near Atlantic Station. You can see cars down there, crime scene tape as well. Some streets blocked off. 17th Street, right there at Market Street, a very popular area for shops, businesses, and movie house. We have a reporter and photographer on the way here, right near Midtown Atlanta. They're going to bring us any new information right here on Channel 2 Action News at 6, and then tonight at WSB Tonight at 11.
Neighbors describe where a teenager died during a crash as a dangerous spot on the road. The crash happened along Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville after a prom party early Saturday morning. Troopers say the driver of a Mercedes-Benz was speeding when she left the road and flipped the car. Chapel Hill High School senior Patience Price died. People in the neighborhood say they are not surprised to hear where it happened.
It's a very sharp turn. Everybody who lives over here knows you need to slow down when you get over here.
Troopers say there was no sign the driver was impaired.
Hundreds of workers in one metro Atlanta town could lose their jobs. The Tyson Prepared Foods facility on Darlington Drive in Rome is shutting down. A Tyson spokesperson said recent changes made continued operations at the site no longer viable. They're encouraging affected employees to apply for other roles within the company.
New at 6 o'clock, a man who attacked his girlfriend, refused to let her leave with her children, then choked her out in front of those children, is going to prison. A Cherokee County jury convicted Desmond Herbin of false imprisonment, battery, and cruelty to children on Friday. That attack happened in November 2023 at an apartment in Canton. We're working to find out when he will be sentenced.
There's a new effort now to keep traffic moving on one of Metro Atlanta's busiest highways. DOT launching a new incident response unit, they're calling it, right along Georgia 400. The program will allow crews to quickly clear crashes and improve safety right along that 16-mile stretch. Officials say the new unit will work alongside existing Hero patrols, not replacing the Hero patrols.
FIFA is canceling hundreds of hotel rooms they were holding for World Cup. Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln joins us now live after learning why industry leaders say this announcement may have come at just the right time. Ashley.
Yeah, Wendy, we know nearly 1,000 rooms have been canceled between the Marriott Marquis and right across the street at the Hyatt Regency. Lodging experts say with this cancellation happening months before the World Cup, it allows hotels to pivot and make sure these rooms get sold to fans.
It is ultimately not great for the city of Atlanta and all the stakeholders in the travel.
Popular hotel chains like the Hyatt Regency and Marriott Marquis confirm FIFA has canceled hundreds of room reservations ahead of the biggest global event to hit Atlanta since the 1996 Olympics.
Losing some portion of that is just not great for the industry broadly.
Sources say the Marriott Marquis alone is projecting a more than $2 million loss.
It is
too early to tell.
Monday, human rights organization Amnesty International issued a warning discouraging international travelers from coming to the U.S. amid ICE concerns. Critics worry that could cool demand and leave more rooms vacant.
We know that there are going to be an incredible amount of people that are coming into the city of Atlanta.
Chris Hartman with the Georgia Hotel and Lodging Association say they're optimistic those rooms will be filled in time for FIFA. Hartman says with Atlanta hosting matches featuring countries like Haiti and Uzbekistan, he expects strong domestic demand, pointing to more than 1 million fans from those countries already living in the U.S.
Those are domestic travelers that could come into the state of Georgia and be a part of that fan experience.
FIFA declined to issue a formal statement. However, a source close to FIFA tells me these were contractual room blocks signed in 2018 across all 16 host cities. FIFA sources say as the tournament gets closer, their operational needs will become clearer, including whether more rooms will be released. And lodging experts say once this last round of FIFA tickets get sold, it'll allow them to monitor how quickly these rooms will become booked. Reporting live tonight in downtown, Ashley Lincoln, Channel 2 Action News.
9 years ago today, part of I-85 caught fire and collapsed during the evening rush hour, bringing traffic to a standstill for hours. Many of you were watching Channel 2 Action News at 6 that night as we guided viewers through that breaking situation.
Aaron, tell us where you are and what you see from there.
Well, we're right at Piedmont. You can see right at the right where it crosses under I-85. You can see the flames still shooting out. You can see all these Atlanta Fire Rescue Department equipment. This is a very, very serious and dangerous situation.
In Georgia, an investigation determined a 39-year-old homeless man is the one who started that fire.
It sure did, Wendy. It was around 6 o'clock when Basil Ellaby set fire to an upholstered chair, which then spread to construction materials stored underneath I-85 right near Piedmont Road in northeast Atlanta. The incident caused a 100-foot section to collapse. Look at all this. Amazingly, nobody got hurt despite what you're seeing. The collapse, though, crippled the city's traffic through that busy area for weeks. Mark Aram with WSB Radio told us today it's a day he won't soon forget.
Without a doubt, maybe the craziest day in Atlanta traffic history. I was actually sitting behind this microphone on the radio when we saw the flames coming up from News Chopper 2, and I said, that's not good.
It sure was not. The bridge was rebuilt just 43 days after this happened, a month ahead of schedule, actually. It cost $15 million after the fire. GDOT halted the storage of combustible materials under bridges.
As we head to break, a check of Wall Street. The Dow started the week with a 50-point gain, but the NASDAQ saw a drop of nearly 154 points.
Tune in to The Financial Edge with Hoffman Financial, Sundays at 10:30 a.m.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Severe weather season means dangerous storms can happen anytime, anywhere. And when it does, we give you a unique look inside a storm, showing you the rotation live as it happens. Severe weather coverage you can count on.
At Ashley's Spring Savings Event 72-hour sale, score huge deals throughout the store and save up to 25% on your entire purchase. And no interest for 5 years when you shop in store. But hurry, these deals are only here April 2nd through the 4th, only at Ashley.
Few fought harder for President Trump than me, but nobody will fight harder for you than Rick Jackson. I've known Rick for over 20 years. He came from nothing, built a real business, and saved thousands of lives through his conservative and Christian organizations. Rick will freeze insane property taxes, cut income taxes, and he'll fight for you, not the insiders. Join me in supporting my friend, Rick Jackson.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two Get Two Free sale ends soon.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
I'm Dale Cardwell, and this is my home. If the price of your termite bond seems to go up year after year, do what I did and switch to Trustdale Certified Breda Pest Management and lock in your termite protection for 10 full years. Unlike other companies that only inspect outside your home, Breda's outdoor and indoor inspection guarantees your protection and your price for 10 whole years. Plus, Breda gives you my free Make It Right guarantee.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
This week only, call the experts at Zero Res and get insanely clean carpets at these unbeatable savings. It's safe, non-toxic, and leaves zero residue. But these Zero Res savings are good this week only. Schedule today at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Let's get to breaking news now. Working to get some new information on this one here on the ground. You can see an investigation going on. News Chopper 2 over this near Atlantic Station. A reporter photographer on the way to bring us new information.
We want to thank you so much for counting on Channel 2 Action News. We'll see you at 11 for WSB Tonight.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Tonight's primetime lineup is sponsored by Original Mattress Factory.
Ready for a better mattress shopping experience? Stop by and see what sets OMF apart from the rest. The Original Mattress Factory, Consumer Reports' top-rated mattress store.
To test the toughness of the Kia Sorento X Pro and the Kia Sorento Turbo Hybrid, we recreated some of the wettest springs, hottest summers, windiest falls, and coldest winters. To prove these three-row SUVs were built for the unstoppable. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the purchase of a new 2026 Sorento.
Rick Jackson's a fraud and a never-Trumper. Fox News just exposed Jackson bankrolled Trump's 2024 opponents. Fox also uncovered Jackson handed Liz Cheney a huge donation right after Cheney voted to impeach Trump. Jackson also donated millions to help elect Democrat Trump hater Jeff Duncan. Jackson even funded degrading attack ads suggesting Trump unfit for office. Trump supporters support Burt Jones.
I am thrilled to give my complete and total endorsement to Burt Jones.
Here is why we're there, and there, and there. Making sure those do that. And this, yeah, that. That's us freezing rates last year, keeping costs stable and predictable. Because we know that being there is what being here is all about.
New Nissan? Not correct. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
Some stories are bigger.
Channel 2 Action News live with this breaking situation.
They unfold in real time. Change as you watch.
We know this community well. We have multiple reporters.
When stories break, when it matters most. Channel 2 Action News. Every day at 4, 5, and 6.
Dad, it's your shot. Daly!
Having John Daly as your designated swinger, that's a power move.
Bank shot! This cannot be legal.
Hiring America's largest injury law firm for your injury, that's also a power move. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
The people.com.
We're on holiday with MSC Cruises in the Caribbean, but it also feels like we're in Europe. It's kind of funny, right?
That is funny, like how we're in an American